unemployment, food insecurity, and social isolation, to name just a few. I'm Bob Woodruff. My family and I started the Bob Woodruff Foundation in 2006 after I sustained a life-threatening injury while reporting from Iraq. Our service members had my back that day, and we need to have theirs now more than ever. At the Bob Woodruff Foundation, we raise awareness about the tough challenges veterans and military families face and invest in solutions to help support them in the next chapter of their lives. And with one solution comes the next. We solve a housing situation, we increase employment opportunities. We solve employment problems, we address food insecurity. We solve food insecurity, we impact physical and mental health issues. Learn more about our work at bobwoodrufffoundation.org/success.
You're listening to Fox Sports 1310, WGHAM Newport News, and WVSP-FM HD2 Yorktown. This is Fox Sports 1310. This Fox Sports 1310 update is brought to you by
the Fox Sports 1310 mobile app. Don't forget, you can take us anywhere you go with the Fox Sports 1310 app. Download us now via the Apple App Store or Google Play Store today. Good morning. It's 6 a.m. and this is your Fox Sports update. The Norfolk Admirals got the Game 2 victory against the Suave Lions yesterday, 4-3. Bryce Brzezinski had 2 points with a goal and an assist. The best of 7 series resumes Thursday at the Scope at 7:05. Tickets are on sale now at norfolkadmirals.com. As for the Tides, they won it against the Knights 9-3. Judd Fabian lifted the Tides with 2 home runs. The Tides split the series with the Knights in 3-3. Sources are coming out of Washington, D.C. will be the host of the 2027 draft. An official announcement is expected later this morning from the White House. The draft is expected to be held on the National Mall where the monument stands. This news coming just a week after it was announced Washington football franchise would be returning to D.C. at RFK by 2030. The Golden State Warriors pulled off the upset in Game 7 against the Rockets 103-89. The hero, not Steph Curry, but Buddy Hield. Hield at 33 points. The 7-seed Warriors move on to meet against the 6-seed Timberwolves. Game 1 being tomorrow night. Early odds have the Timberwolves laying 6.5. It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D, powered by Coco Sports TV on Fox Sports 1310 AM, 1.9 FM, and always streaming live on YouTube at Coco Sports TV and live on the Fox Sports 1310 app with Suave, myself, and Johnny. Let's get straight to it.
Broadcasting live from the OVM with Annie Mac Home Mortgage Studios. It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D, powered by Cova Sports TV on Fox Sports 1310.
Yes, sir. Great to be with you. It's a Monday. Get your week started right. 6:02 and Hampton Roads. A glorious 67 degrees.
Beautiful.
If you are just waking up this morning, great to be with you. The Morning Drive. Yours truly, Johnny D, Suave, J-Lo. Fox Sports 1310 AM, the Fox Sports 1310 app. A reminder, you can follow us on the X, formerly known as Twitter, at Drive Johnny D, on Instagram at Morning Drive Johnny D. And, of course, we are streaming live in living color each and every morning on YouTube at Cova Sports TV. Good morning, boys. How we doing on this fine, glorious Monday morning?
Good morning. Pretty good. Beautiful outside.
Absolutely.
It is gorgeous outside. Glad to see it was a fantastic weekend as far as weather goes for the most part. Got a little dicey on Sunday, but J-Lo, I noticed no tan whatsoever. Have you ever had a tan outside of an umpire's tan?
I have certainly had a tan before, yes.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
I could see you having the full-fledged umpire's tan.
Where, like, it's the sleeve.
It's like a farmer's tan,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's how it normally is.
Normally.
Yep.
Did you umpire over the weekend?
Friday night, I did.
Friday night? How did everything go?
Coach pitch went pretty well. Yeah. No.
Did not toss anybody?
No. Listen, you know this. It's going to take a lot for me to have to toss somebody.
I don't think so.
You think?
I kind of see you as an individual where you're going to snap. Like, they will say just one thing. It could be the most just out of the ordinary type of thing. It could be harmless, but it's just something that's going to rub you the wrong way. Like if a kid came into the batter's box and looked at you and said, "Why don't you donate to UVA, you cheap bum?" You're just going to toss him.
No, I'm not.
You're
going to
toss him.
It's going to take a lot. You're going to have to be not leaving the field, and I'm going to have to
be honest. If you were umpiring a game where the team was called the Hokies, Are they already behind the 8 ball?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Suave, good morning.
Good morning,
Suave, you look good today for some reason. I don't know what it is.
He's happy, man.
Is it the hat?
It may be the hat, man.
Is it the hat? Is it a new cap?
Yeah.
What do we got going on with the cap
It's
this
just
morning?
a hat that I got when I was working with the Commanders during the season.
Look at you. Just a subtle flex. Subtle flex this
That's
morning.
Right. He's on the payroll. He's on Josh Harris' payroll.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's just a hat that Josh Harris gave all of his employees.
That's all.
Absolutely.
That's all.
All of his
Ain't no
employees.
shame in my game, Washington Commanders employee right here. I'll be back next in 2 months working for the stadium again.
That's right. What are you doing?
I'll be doing the Beyonce and Kendrick Lamar concert.
Seriously?
Absolutely.
Oh, you're doing what is that called? The Cowboy Carter tour?
I guess what it is. I just
Nice.
They sent us an email. I said I'd be there.
When I was out on the West Coast, they were kicking off the tour at a SoFi Stadium.
Yep, that's
It
correct.
was like a five-day event, maybe it was.
Mhm.
They were going on. The Kings were in town. They had the concert going on at SoFi. And this is supposed to be a pretty big tour, correct?
That's correct. Yep.
It ain't going to be bigger than Taylor Swift.
No,
No, it's not gonna be that big.
Nothing will ever get to that.
it's not gonna be that big.
another,
So you're going to be working security for Beyonce.
That's correct.
Do you put that on
No
your
pressure.
resume?
Absolutely.
You got to put it on your resume.
Absolutely. Work
Right?
security for the Carter.
You work security for the Washington Commanders, and you work security for Beyonce.
He worked security when there was a Hail Mary completed in Northwest Stadium.
That is true.
And I got choked out for that too.
He got choked
I
out.
got choked
Look at him.
because they were so happy. So one dude put his arm around my neck, and I was like, oh, you know what? I ain't gonna be
Whatever.
mad at you.
Yeah, you're not going to be
Just let it
mad.
happen.
Yeah, so that
Everybody
happened.
was so happy
Yeah, well,
at that point.
absolutely.
I think you need to put that on your resume. I would love to just see the reaction of people if you were out looking at security jobs and it was there on a piece of paper that yes, I worked security for
That, and
Beyonce.
also,
I'm
if you ever go,
Friday.
if you ever go to a job interview, Suave, the first thing you tell it, you shake their hand, and you say, "Yeah, I was security for Beyonce, and I was also security when the Hail Mary was completed. And I almost got choked out." Just see what they say.
They'll say you are a number one candidate
You are another more candidate.
already.
That's
No
right.
doubt about it. But you
That's
look
right.
good. I like the hat. And by the way, subtle flex because, Scott Jackson, who does the afternoons prior to Auto Sports 94.1 weekday afternoons at 3,
Mhm.
he likes to put himself out there as a member of the Washington Commanders because he does the post game.
Yes, correct.
However, is he really employed by the Washington Commanders? Or is he
Ooh.
employed by that radio station?
I think
That's
he's
a-
employed
flew
by
out of
Big
radio
100.
station.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
right.
the question.
Big
Okay, so
100.
I don't think he's employed by the Commanders.
No.
So
he
So
does not
again, you have
the
a
hat.
step up on him when it comes to your Washington Commanders.
That's correct. When
You
I
can
do my
properly
taxes,
flex.
it says Washington Commanders on my taxes. There you go.
Who signs the check? Does Josh Harris sign the check?
Whoever's management inside the check.
You got to find that out. Find
Yeah,
out who
Find
actually
out who
signs
exactly.
Yeah.
the check for the Washington Commanders. Do you have a check signed? Did you work there when Dan Snyder was owning the
Oh
Commanders?
no, sir.
Oh, you did not?
No,
Okay.
no,
I was just curious.
no.
Because that would be a check I would actually frame. Anything with Dan Snyder? Seriously, with Dan Snyder's signature on it?
yeah, and probably
You could
taxes
see.
and everything been taken out too. Go right to his pocket.
Oh, why do you got to be like that?
Because
Why,
everybody
why,
know
why,
Dan
why,
Snyder's
why,
like
why
that.
you got to be like
Because
that?
everybody know Dan
Why,
Snyder's
why,
like that.
why we got to be
We're
negative?
gonna be petty.
All right. Well, look, great to be with you. 6:08 on a Monday morning. It is an overreaction Monday. What are we overreacting to? Hit us up via the Tell 'em Kellum talk and text line this morning at 757-497-1310. That's 757-497-1310. If you are just waking up this morning, did not have a chance last night, Golden State was a winner over the Houston Rockets, 103-89. They will advance. They will now take on Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Just fact checked real quick. I have not checked my ESPN bet account, JLo, from last night. What was the score at halftime?
At halftime.
That's what I'm looking at. Last night, I did not have a good day yesterday. I did take Cleveland yesterday. They did not win. Of course, they lost to Indiana 121-112 as the Pacers take a 1-0 lead in that series. I did take Golden State on the money line first half. I thought they would get out to a good start, but with a final of 103-89, I don't believe they were leading at halftime. Do we see what the halftime score is?
We're talking about Golden State, Houston.
Yes.
It was 51-39, Golden State.
Golden State, beautiful. So we cashed that ticket yesterday afternoon. Good work, Adam.
Nice.
Yes.
Right there. So there you go. So we will, a little bit later on in the program today, we'll get you ready for round 2 of the NBA playoffs, which kicks off tonight. And, of course, the game that I have the most interest in is my New York Knickerbockers taking on the Boston Celtics. Thankfully, that is at 7 o'clock tonight. J-Lo, I am not happy because, of course, Virginia High School Spring League starts today for basketball. And, of course, our game's at 7 o'clock tonight. Would it be proper for me to have the phone on the bench watching Jalen Brunson instead of the boys? That's what I want to know.
Why don't you ask your head coach that? If he's good with it, I'm good with it.
Well, he's also a Knick fan.
Oh
wow.
So he's gonna. You're the update guy for him while he's locked in on the game.
No, knowing him,
Johnny, what's going on in the next game?
Yeah, he may say, "Look, why don't you coach tonight?" And I'll just observe.
Well, there you go, opportunity.
And then he'll be in the corner watching the Knicks Celtics.
Oh no! You better not let that go, Johnny D.
Look, as long as I could be home for the second half, then I'm going to be okay. But that's at 7 o'clock tonight.
Good luck.
So
because games might run long.
Hopefully. Why? What are we doing here? Don't be like that. Also, can I just bring this up? And Warpath chimes in this morning. You got a comment? Drop it in the comment box on YouTube at Cova Sports TV. So good morning, the Warpath. He says, I have a picture with Mrs. Snyder.
Wow. That's funny.
Is that like legit? What am I missing something?
Warpath, you want to go ahead and post that on the X maybe?
Yeah, go ahead.
Morning, fellows. Go Joe Mazzulla. Stop it. And are you guys getting paid? Not sure about that. And Hank has chimed in this morning. Buddy Hield bailed out Steph. He did.
Yes, he did.
Last night, Steph was not great last night, but it was good enough for the fourth quarter when it really did.
He missed like his first 7 shots.
But this is the Buddy Hield that we expected coming out of, where did he go to college? Oklahoma? I think Buddy Hield. You can fact check that real quick. Buddy Hield coming out of Oklahoma. Look, Buddy Hield is exactly who I would be if I was playing in the NBA. Absolutely no conscience.
Yeah.
Just shoot to shoot and play absolutely no defense.
Yep,
that would be me. Oklahoma, right?
Sir,
yeah, I mean, he was a guy that was known as a shooter in college. And I believe he would. Did he win the Player of the Year when he was at Oklahoma? I know he was up for it. But I know he had a fantastic career at Oklahoma, but he's correct. So Buddy Hield did bail them out last night as the Warriors were a winner 103-89. As you heard, J-Lo, the Admirals win?
Yes, they did. Yesterday. They're tied 1-1 now.
Okay, let me get this straight. This is what I just don't understand. We got to wait until Thursday?
Yeah.
For game 3?
I mean, they're coming from Canada.
It doesn't matter where they're coming from. What part of Canada are they located? Quebec. Is that on the I don't
it's
have
on our time zone.
Yeah, it's in our time zone. It's still the Eastern time zone. It's not like you're coming from the West Coast. I don't understand it. Look, if you want more people to pay attention to what's going on with the Kelly Cup.
At least now it's going to be close to the weekend.
Yeah, but still, you got to wait till Thursday. So we'll get you updated on what's going on with that. Tides, winner or loser?
Winner yesterday, 9-3.
When are they back home?
They'll be back tomorrow. Next week.
Next week?
Yeah, they're in Nashville tomorrow.
They're in Nashville tomorrow.
Nugget on them. Their game's Saturday against Charlotte, which normally on Saturdays they always play night games, right? Mm-hmm. They actually played during the day Saturday, 1:05 start time, which is odd.
Yeah.
The reason for that, the ballpark for the Charlotte Knights is right next to Bank of America Stadium, the Panther Stadium.
Okay.
Happening Saturday night was the Kendrick Lamar concert. So
nice.
they did everybody a solid. They did Pete Mishu a solid. They said, hey, let's move the game up. And it was a daytime game because of that.
Do you think Pete Mishu made it to both?
No. Oh God, no. He talks about it. He said, "Wow." he was talking with some of the players about it, trying to figure out if any of the players are going to go.
No.
And he was looking at the ticket prices. It's like $200 to sit in the corner. And he said, "Well, I can assure you, one person that will not be attending."
Oh, Pete Mishu.
Pete
Mishu. You could give him front row comp
for free.
And Pete Mishu would not be attending Kendrick Lamar.
No,
not a chance.
Not at all.
It was funny.
Not at all. By the way, Warpath, correct. He wants to know if I'm getting paid for the high school league game. No, I'm not getting paid for the high school league game. I do it as a volunteer. I will still be there. Look, and I'm the type of coach where I got to take notes because the stuff we're working on in the off season, will it translate when the regular season comes? Did you hear what I just said, J-Lo?
Taking notes.
I'm going to be taking notes. So I'm not good enough. I need to take notes during a spring league high school basketball game to get better. Yet you, once again, will have elite broadcasters on this radio program, but you're good enough not to take notes.
Oh, well, it's all archived in our telemechanical audio vault. I watch it
Great
back.
response.
That's good.
Great response.
That's a great
out of you.
response right there.
And then Hank has chimed in. Huge lightning storm in Windsor this morning.
Yeah, I've heard that it's storming a little bit around Hampton Roads. Not
It
much,
is?
though.
Mhm.
Not
Storming
around
a little
here,
bit?
yeah.
All right, you're going to have to play meteorologist this morning.
If you'd like me to.
Yeah. Pull it up. I want to hear you do your meteorologist
Oh, Lord.
impersonation
All right, let's pull this up.
this morning. So also, just really quick headlines. I don't want to get too far into it, but golf. Did you check out the Scotty Scheffler?
Mm-hmm.
over the
That was one
weekend?
of my best of the weekend.
It is? Okay, then I'll save it.
Yeah.
We'll kind of what do they like to call that?
Tease it.
We'll re-rack it
Mhm.
coming up for the 8:00 hour, right? But
Unbelievable.
Scotty Scheffler, I mean, that's gotta suck if you were number 2
Yeah, that's
and
what
you
it was.
still
Really
finished
impressive
9
numbers.
shots back.
Yeah.
What course did they play?
It was.
Where was
I gotta
this
double check
course?
this.
I got to look where this course was. This is down in Texas, I believe, right? The Byron
It
Nelson
was in Texas.
that they
yes.
play in Texas. This would be the perfect course for me because it's got to be wide open. Like, look, I know PGA guys, they could go, but to have a 72-hole scoring record of 23 under, that's absurd. That's
Unbelievable.
totally absurd. He matched the mark of a 253 set by Justin Thomas at the 2017 Sony Open, equaled 6 years later by Aberg at the RSM, closing with a 63 to finish at 31 under par. That's just stupid. And I know Suave, I noticed your title this morning says you're DC bound.
Yes.
And I noticed that J-Lo brought up in the update this morning that the Washington Commanders will be hosting the 2027 NFL draft
Absolutely.
in DC. Pretty big deal.
Yes, it is.
Pretty big deal.
It is.
And that's
It
why I
is
put
amazing. Look, it's simply amazing when you get one dude who can help transform an organization. What will happen, right? You attract free agents,
Mhm.
you get a new stadium, and then, oh, by the way, the NFL draft is coming to town. You know me, though. I don't like the NFL draft going city to city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm an old school guy. I like it at a Radio City Music Hall where you can hear the New York fans
That's why.
criticizing every single pick. But apparently it's been announced that the Commanders will be hosting the 2027 NFL draft. A source familiar with the situation confirmed to ESPN on Sunday night. And it's going to be hosted where? At the White House?
At the National
At
Mall.
the
At the National Mall?
Yep.
How many people can that accommodate?
I don't
That's
know.
a
I mean,
great
it's going to be
question.
outside, I think.
Of course.
But I don't know exactly how that's going to work. But
Mhm.
you know, my initial thought was, hey, I should go. But then I think about it like, man, I say this every year. How overrated is it? But then to go to the NFL draft, to just stand there, 15 minutes between every pick. You have music, sure, but it's
Well,
I
they
don't
make it an
understand
event
They
now.
make it
They
an
do a
event.
good job.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
Yeah.
they're making it an entire week-long event. It's like a fan fest. If you go to the Super Bowl and they got the fan
Yeah.
fest, so they got a lot going on. Green Bay attracted more than 600,000 for their
That's
three-day event.
unbelievable.
Detroit established a record. They had about 750,000 in 2024. And then next year it will be held in Pittsburgh,
That's correct.
which should be interesting
Mhm.
because Pittsburgh loves their football.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it'll be out of control. But
Blue
that's cool.
collar.
Look, where the Washington Monument stands and should have a good time in the National Mall. And you'll get a lot of people that come in.
Yeah.
You could have a lot of people that
It'll
come in.
be
Because that's
packed.
actually was on my was trending because Trump will be there, Roger Goodell will be there, and then Josh Harris will be there.
They're all going to be
They're
there.
all gonna be there.
They're all going to be
All
there.
the
One
rich,
big
smart
happy
guys.
family.
Yeah.
Will you be working security for the event?
Security?
That's a good
attendant,
question.
I'll try to do everything. I want to be part of the fans attendance as well.
Okay.
So wherever I can be to be there, I'm going to be there.
You're going to be there.
Absolutely.
Okay. Hey, a reminder, we are streaming on YouTube this morning at Cova Sports TV. You got a comment, drop it into the comment box. Warpath has chimed in this morning. Hank has chimed in this morning. Hank talks about gear. First Colonial High School, Patriot Nation. If you want me to get you some gear, I'll get you some gear. I got to get myself some gear. I told you last year they did me wrong. They did me dirty
the
last
extra
year.
slim?
Oh, God.
Oh, we need to hear this.
It was awful. Awful. I donated it to Goodwill. It had to be
that's mighty
done.
nice of you.
Well, it had to be done. It did not fit it. Well,
It wasn't
it fit.
you wanted
It
to
was
donate.
not comfortable.
There you go.
All right.
I know that feeling.
It was
Yeah.
not comfortable at all. Also, Hank chimes in 10 solo homers. Is he talking about which game is he talking about? 10 solo homers. Talking about the Orioles and KC game over the weekend?
Royals, maybe,
Yeah, talking about that game over the weekend.
Mm.
Hank would be happy with 23 over, please. I mean, look, I like to golf occasionally. I will never have a golf score that well. At a par 3 of it, nothing.
Never.
That's just crazy
Never.
good. And then let's see what else Hank has got here. Honky Nation for the draft. Not sure about that. Oh, well, did you dirty is weak, brother. Okay. So there we go. You got a comment, drop it into the comment box this morning on YouTube at Cova Sports TV. Very quick before I go to the break. This seems like something, Suave, that you would I guess celebrate. Do you get into the
Coco de Mayo?
No, we're not going to get into the Cinco de Mayo. No, what did you just call it?
That's what you put on the rundown. You put, how do you celebrate Coco de Mayo?
Coco de Mayo.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
Fixed it.
Right
He fixed it.
Oh,
Trust
I did.
me.
Well, the problem is when I do the rundown, I do it on my phone.
And you just do it. You don't look back at it.
Yeah,
You
I
don't
just
correct it.
quickly. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to get my thoughts on paper at that point, and then I'll autocorrect it later. And I don't have my glasses on. So God knows what I put on the rundown, man.
That explains a lot.
It
explains a
does
lot.
explain a lot.
Yeah.
It explains
Yeah,
a
so the
lot.
rundown, I'm doing it on my phone on the Google Doc, and it's just like, boom, 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 get it down real quick, and then I'll move on. Because it's a bullet point. Once I see it, then I know I could correct it.
Yes.
Spell check, throw it out the window at that point.
Yeah. Admirals
Okay.
spelled it.
What did I call it? Coco de Mayo?
Coco de Mayo.
Maybe we could come up with a new one.
So I said Black May.
Wow. 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 Can only imagine at the barbecue on Sunday what the conversation was about yours truly.
Yeah.
Yo, this dude wants to call it Coco de Mayo.
Coco de Mayo. They were
What's
like,
wrong with this guy?
Chocolate May.
Chocolate May. That would be a great day.
That's
A
awesome.
variety of different chocolates on the 5th of May.
Sure, why
Yeah.
not?
That'll be perfect.
Oh boy.
Cinco de Mayo, how do you celebrate that? Again, it's just another holiday that I deem as a amateur hour. But I look at Suave as somebody, do you celebrate the May the 4th be with you and a Revenge of the 5th?
No.
Are you that type of guy?
I'm not a Star Wars person.
You are
man.
not a Star
No,
Wars person?
I'm not one a Star Wars person, man.
J-Lo, you have no idea what Star Wars is, do you?
I know what it is. I've never seen it. No.
You have never seen Star Wars.
Correct.
So you may have to put it up on the poll this morning on the Exit Drive Johnny D that today we celebrate, or Sunday we celebrated May the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Today I'm told we celebrate Revenge of the
Stiff.
Sith or
What?
Stiff.
I've
Yeah,
never
the
even heard of
5th.
that.
Yes.
Yeah. Trust me, if you go to one of them conventions in like a Hampton,
It's all over the place.
you better get those names right.
Oh,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of Star Wars? I am a fan of the first Star Wars. That's it. There are too many
So
of them
Star
now.
Wars
Yeah.
4, right?
Whatever. No. It's called Star Wars.
It's called Star Wars.
It was called Star Wars. It
Yeah.
wasn't 2. It wasn't 3. It wasn't what was that? Return of the Jedi. It wasn't or the Empire, whatever it might be.
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back. It
Yeah.
wasn't any of that. It was the first one.
Just
You had Luke, you had Leia, you had Obi-Wan, and then of
Chewbacca.
course you got the bar scene at Jabba the Hutt's place,
Yep.
which to me right there, that sums it all up. That bar scene is similar to a lot of places that I have been. Kind of reminds me of the NFL draft at Eagles Nest. If you look at the bar scene, you know what I'm talking
Yeah, I know
about.
what you're talking about, man.
Right?
Yes, I do.
Got it.
Yeah.
So just put it up on the poll this morning. Also, I would love to hear, also throw up there that does anyone actually celebrate in our listening audience, May the 4th be with you, or Revenge of the, what is it called? Sith?
Stiff. Oh, I look it up for you. It's
Look it
weird.
up.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
I'm just not, you will be stunned
Yes. Tell them.
at the amount of people that celebrate this stuff.
Unbelievable.
Also, going to put up there on the poll this morning, I don't think Princess Leia was hot.
I mean, I don't know.
Was she back then? Like, was she considered a
I
hot
think
woman?
so. I think she was a catch.
This is
I
the
don't
70s?
think. Yeah, no. Was it that? Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah. It's in the
I don't.
70s,
I just
yeah.
don't think Princess Leia was all of that. I just don't. So we'll put it up on the X this morning. The polls will be open on the X at Drive Johnny D. All right. Look, 23 minutes after the hour, straight ahead. More of your comments for the comment box this morning. on YouTube at Cova Sports TV. We'll get you updated on the local scoreboard. 6:45 this morning, the entertainment page. Suave will return. 7 o'clock hour, smart guy update. David Sampson, right?
Mm-hmm.
He will return. I want to get his thoughts as a guy who I think was instrumental in the Marlins Stadium.
Yep.
I want to get his thoughts on Josh Harris ponying up some big bucks, but are we missing something? Is it too good to be true? So we'll talk to David about that coming up in the 7 o'clock hour. Also, another installment of Help Me Understand. This one kind of revolves around the Kentucky Derby that I watched over the weekend. We'll get into that. And then, of course, the 8 o'clock hour, the best from the weekend, the worst for the weekend. We'll also get to more of your texts and your tweets this morning on an Overreaction Monday. You can hit us up via the Tell 'em Kill 'em talk and text line at 757-497-1310. It is a Monday edition. It's the Morning Drive.
Fox Sports 1310 traffic.
This traffic update is brought to you by Rapid Radios. Expect slow-moving traffic heading west on 564 between Terminal Boulevard and Bellinger Boulevard. There's been an accident on Hampton Boulevard at West 25th Street. Be aware of some night construction closing the ramp from 264 to 464, as well as some delays due to closures on the ramp from Bainbridge Boulevard to South Military Highway. I'm Elena Begso on Fox Sports 1310.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
What is more? Is it more reps, more strength, more stamina? We say it's all of that, but it's greater than just what's in the mirror. It's about improving your mental and physical health. More is a feeling of achievement, fulfillment, confidence. It's looking better, feeling better, being better, and it's our mission to get you there, because here you are more. One Life Fitness.
Portco is your local nonprofit organization dedicated to economic empowerment through employment for people with disabilities. We focus on abilities, not limitations, providing on-the-job vocational support. Find your pathway to employment. Contact us or learn more at portco.org.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
At Rush Soccer, our love of the game and the community we create doesn't stop when we leave the pitch or when the season ends. We are more than an individual player, team, club, or league. We are a truly global community of athletes, parents, coaches, professionals, and fans. We believe that youth sports and the pathway to a lifelong love of soccer have the power to form deep, meaningful connections that will fundamentally shape our players and those in our community. We believe that what we feel is the key to what we can achieve. Feel the pride. Feel the confidence. Feel the legacy. Feel the connection. Feel the trust. Feel the acceptance. Feel the purpose. Feel the difference. Feel the rush.
At Atomic Wings, we prioritize real chicken with fresh, all-natural, never-frozen ingredients, all packed with serious flavor. Order from over 15 awesome flavors at atomicwings.com.
1310. The new home for the Hampton Road sports fan. It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D, Suave, and J-Lo on Fox Sports 1310 and Cova Sports TV.
Yes, sir. Great to be with you. 6:28 on this Monday edition of the program. If you're just waking up this morning, again, last night, Game 7, Golden State, a winner over Houston. Buddy Hield with a big night. Steph Curry with a big second half as they move on. They will now take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'll ask the both of you just very quick. Do you consider it an upset? Like I know it's a 2-7 matchup, but I think even Golden State, were they favored last night?
I don't know if they were favored,
tight.
but I mean, they have
tight.
a lot of veterans on that squad. They've been there before. They have the playoff experience. I mean, now obviously Steph Curry didn't show out like he showed yesterday, but he's Steph Curry. You're always going to have that presence of playoff experience, championship experience. They're a good team, great players on that team. Don't be surprised to see them make a run. They're not a 7-seed team.
I mean, they still got playoff Jimmy who showed up last night.
Yeah, he showed up.
And then Buddy Hield, he showed up. So, look, they took care of Steph Curry. So, we're going to see what's going to happen in the next game against the Timberwolves. Which, like I said before in the pregame show, you can call a chef, you can watch Macbeth, or you can go to your left. Don't matter. Timberwolves in 5.
Wow, look at you.
Overreaction Monday,
wow.
Timberwolves in 5.
Could be. An overreaction Monday.
Laying 6.5 currently.
Yeah. I don't know. I just did not. I think it was a series when you looked at all of round 1. A lot of people thought, look, Knicks series against Detroit, that was the sexy favorite when you're talking about Vegas.
Yes.
Was Detroit knocking off the Knicks. And I think a lot of people thought that the Golden State Warriors were going to have that play-in. They won that play-in and take it out of Houston Rockets team that may be a year away. I mean, look, when Fred VanVleet is your best player, no offense. Come on.
Over Jalen Green?
Well, I mean, more when it comes to the playoffs.
Oh, then yeah,
talking about playoff experience, a guy who's won it all, right?
Yeah.
You're not there yet, but they're going to be good. They might be one player away. I hate that cliche, by the way.
Yeah,
one player away.
That's it.
That's
cliches. That's right. This show is all about cliches.
It's all about cliches, and they are one player away. And now we'll spend the entire offseason talking about, will Kevin Durant go to the Houston Rockets?
Oh, unbelievable. No. Unbelievable.
How about this? As close as it gets, just a very quick nugget on this series. The Warriors scored 728 points in this series. The Rockets also scored 728 points in the series. It's the 4th series in NBA history to go the full 7 games with both teams scoring the same number of points.
Wow.
How about that, huh?
That is unbelievable. That's crazy.
That's a nugget for the morning.
That is a nugget. Take that nugget. That's a water cooler nugget.
Yeah.
Right? J-Lo, you can take that. You go to the water cooler. You impress your friends. It's all good.
Yeah,
good
that's
stuff
awesome.
right there. All right, 6:32 on the program this morning. Just very quick reminder that the X account, the polls are open on the X at Drive Johnny D, on Instagram, the Morning Drive Johnny D. And, of course, you can follow us on YouTube this morning at Cova Sports TV. Let me see. We got a couple of comments this morning. Let me get to them. Hank, I don't think I could say that on the air, so I'm just going to reserve judgment on that one. Talking about the De Mayo.
No.
Don't
do that.
Reason.
Yeah.
No reason for you.
Hank also wants to know, Suave leaving. Wait, what? Because Suave's title this morning is DC bound. So the question is, are you leaving?
Not that I know of. I mean, hey, anything's possible. I'm just the DC bound, Hank, is because the draft is coming to Washington DC.
Yeah, but that's in 2 years, man.
And
Relax.
but I'm saying it right now. I'm speaking into existence that I will be there in DC for the draft.
Speaking into existence.
Yes.
It's 2 years from now.
Hey, Lord willing, I will be there.
So you would rather go to Washington, D.C. for the NFL draft instead of the Scott Jackson draft party at the Eagles Nest? That's what you're telling me.
I ain't gonna lie. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Wow.
I love you,
Scott.
shots fired. I mean, Scott, I love you, man. But no, I'd rather be at DC for that. You can take care of Eagles Nest for me, man. Go ahead. You and James.
Okay. Also, Hank chimes in, for all the LeBron hate, Durant manages to escape accountability for being a drifter.
No,
I don't think so.
No, he does
I
not.
think a lot of the talking heads, and when we have talked about Kevin Durant over the last couple of years, maybe a shot at his legacy, maybe a little bit of chink in the armor. I still consider, look, Durant in his prime You're talking about a dude who dominated in the Olympics in his prime, probably one of the greatest scorers of all time. I mean, you got a dude who's 7 foot, 7'1", the ability to handle the basketball, the ability to shoot it, get to a spot. I mean, this dude was a sniper.
Absolutely.
But yeah, look, the knock on him. I was told by someone who covers the NBA on a pretty regular basis, look at his career. This is what he does. He wants to get to a spot, then he gets bored, is what happens. He's all about getting to a location, and he's all about the relationships. And then after 6 months, 8 months, he's looking to move on. And you can look at all the spots. Oklahoma City. Then he goes where? Where did he go to Oklahoma City? Golden State. Then after that, he goes to Brooklyn. Then after that, he goes to
Suns.
Phoenix Suns, right? Yeah. Same thing. Same MO. Every 6 months, every 8 months, starts to get a little bit bored, gets the itch, and then he wants to move on. So we'll see where he'll end up next. He will not be in Phoenix.
No.
No way. But yeah, I think it is a chink in his armor, but he'll still go down as one of the greatest of all time. No doubt about it. He is a Hall of Famer. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer in my mind, is Kevin Durant. I would love to see him win one more. I do like the fact with Kevin Durant, I don't want to talk about this too much, but I do love the whole burner phone. And I love the fact that he does get chippy. Like if somebody comes at him, he'll go right back. He does not shy away at all on social media. It is fun to watch. But Overreaction Monday, hit us up via the Tom Kellum Talking text line, 757-497-1310. That's 757-497-1310. Very disappointed in Hank this morning that we are 35 minutes into the broadcast, and he is yet to bring up Caitlin Clark, who made her debut yesterday, which pretty cool event. They have it back at our University of Iowa. It's packed. Buyer's remorse, though. I got sucked in.
Oh.
I did tune in. Did not realize they were playing Team Brazil, who I think Suave and J-Lo could have been the backcourt for Team Brazil. Had been pretty good.
We have been Joanna, man.
And she's got a little bit of a leg issue going on. She did not play against the Mystics the game before. So she played, I think, sparingly. She had a couple of threes. 108-44 was the final. But look, had the 36-foot three-pointer like she normally takes. She's good. God, I mean,
is she now?
She's really good.
Yeah,
she's really good.
Pretty decent.
Yeah. But Ryan Ruocco, I love this dude to death. He is the face of the WNBA now. When you're talking about broadcasters. Look, the bottom line is people will watch when they want to watch. Stop force feeding it to me. Okay. Every time you pan into Caitlin Clark, I don't need you to force feed it. All right. Caitlin Clark, stand up. Ooh, Caitlin Clark just applauded for her teammates. Ooh, Caitlin Clark loved that three-pointer by you. Stop. Enough already. Caitlin Clark is on the bike. She's getting ready. Stop. I got it.
She got a towel over her head.
I got it. It's okay, Ryan. Totally understand. But their season begins next weekend. Yes, I know you'll be locked in there, Suave. You're going to be locked in next weekend.
Dialed.
He's going to be dialed in perfect. Suave will be dialed in, I believe, May 14th, May 15th. On the start of the WNBA season. And look, you'll be happy to know that 41 of her 44 games are going to be nationally televised.
That's right.
So it'll be perfect.
You don't have to miss any of the games.
You and the fam can sit down, get a little bit of popcorn, watch a little bit of
I could care less, y'all. Honestly,
that's not true.
No, you're the
you
face
are
of women's
the face.
basketball in Hampton Roads.
No, I was not a fan of Caitlin Clark. I'm not. Now, the person I would look at, I am not going to lie, would be Asia Wilson. I would look at her game, and I probably look at, what's the other?
Angel Reese.
Angel Reese, yeah. I would look at that, but Caitlin Clark, no, I'm not.
What's wrong with you, son?
I have no.
What's wrong with you, son?
I have no.
Are you a fan of Steph Curry?
Yes.
Yeah, right? You're a fan of Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark is Steph Curry.
Are they WNBA?
Draymond Green is Angel Reese.
Wow. I mean, it's kind of true.
If that's the case, then Draymond Green is as important as Steph Curry, right?
We were not saying importance.
Yeah.
We're just saying if you're talking about emulating a game, Steph Curry is the like Caitlin Clark if you're going to go that way. But Angel Reese and Asia Wilson, they're more Draymond Green. They're going to be in the paint. They're going to clean it up. They're going to get a lot of boards. Caitlin Clark and Steph Curry are what? A lot of perimeter, quick handle, nice passing, like that type of stuff. So again, I'm just saying. So don't sit there and just poo-poo on Caitlin Clark. Shame on you.
Why?
Shame on you.
Hey, have a good career, do all the good things, but I was never a fan of her.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, put it up on the poll this morning there, J-Lo. Do you think Suave is a poo-pooing Caitlin Clark this morning on the radio program? I think he is.
All because I'm not bowed down to Caitlin Clark.
I didn't say you had to bow down. You could appreciate her game.
I appreciate she's doing a nice thing. She has a good game. I'm just not a fan of her.
Okay.
I just won't.
But tell me more. I mean, tell me why. Why are you not a fan? You're not a fan of people who score?
No.
Who are offensively gifted? Who get their teammates involved? That makes the game more enjoyable? You're not a fan of this stuff?
I cannot be a fan of a person that still respect their game. Like, I'm not a fan of Bradley Beal, but I respect his game.
Oh, well, stop. Which Bradley Beal are we talking about?
The Wizards Bradley Beal.
We're not talking about the Phoenix Bradley Beal.
The Wizards.
Okay.
Yeah, the Wizards.
Gotcha.
But that's just a personal preference. Like, I did like Angel Wilson, her game, and I also like the Angel Reese. I did like that too. So it is what it is.
There's not one thing about Angel Reese's game that I enjoy. Not one thing. Not one thing at all. Sorry. There is not one thing. I am not a fan of some people that are not gifted enough to go right and left and cannot hit a occasional jumper outside of the paint. I'm just not a fan of it.
But she's also the one that plays like old school basketball.
She plays old school,
and I'm a fan of old school basketball.
Okay. So you're an old school guy.
I'm an old school guy.
You're this is how you play at the rec. If you were a J-Lo to go 1-on-1, you're just backing him in. You're that dude. A little pivot action, a little up and under.
Come on, forget the elbow.
A little elbow.
Yeah.
There's no review for an elbow to the face in this game.
Especially not in rec.
Not at the rec center.
We're not going to look at the camera.
By the way, I thought you two were going to the rec center. What happened to that?
Exactly.
What day was
I
that?
attempted to.
Okay. Can we just call it a wash? It ain't going to happen.
It's going to happen.
You guys have tried for what, 3 months now? It ain't going to happen.
Suave?
No, stop. Just forget about it.
I try.
Let's get to the local scoreboard, please. 6:38 of the program. Time for a look at the local scoreboard. J-Lo has returned.
Yeah, local scores from yesterday and the weekend. Yesterday, obviously, we talked about Norfolk Admirals beating Trois Rivières, as Weston DeWitt likes to say, the rivals of the Norfolk Admirals. They beat them 4-3. They lost on Friday night 1-0. So now they split. They're tied 1-1, and the best of 7 resumes Thursday. As for the Norfolk Tides, they beat the Charlotte Knights 9-3. They split the 6-game series with them 3-3. Tides will be back in action tomorrow night at Nashville. Nashville Sound 7:35 is your start time for that. As far as the Major League Baseball goes, Baltimore Orioles, they lost the Kansas City Royals. The Royals hit 7 home runs, a franchise record in a game. 7 home runs, Johnny.
Wow.
Final score 11-6.
I think Jackson Holiday had what, 2?
Yes,
I think he had 2
he
yesterday.
Had a couple, yeah. But the Orioles are now 13-20 on the year, 8-9 at home. It's been a rough go so far. And as for the Washington Nationals, they beat the Cincinnati Reds 4-1. Not looking so bad, the Nationals so far this year. By the way, did you know? I didn't know this. Bob Carpenter, the voice of the Nationals, the face of the Nationals, he's retiring after this year.
I did not know that.
I didn't know either.
You might have to effort to get him on the radio program.
I love Bob Carpenter.
What? Love Bob Carpenter. Let's get him on the show. Let's ask him for his advice, and then you can totally ignore it. That'll be perfect.
I don't ignore
that. Would be perfect for this radio program. What are you rolling your eyes?
I don't
Because you had to set him up. That's why you set him up.
No, seriously, we should get Bob on the program.
Right
Bob
into
on the program. I'll get Bob on the program.
I can get him on.
Yeah.
Fine by me. Do your work, son. Why don't you take it to the break while you're at it? I'll just put
You can take it to the break, Johnny. I just wanted to saying
no. Handset already off, man. Go ahead, J-Lo.
Unbelievable. But yeah, no, we got a lot more to talk about this morning on the Morning Drive with Johnny G. Hey, we're going to get into the discussion later in the 7 o'clock hour. Help Johnny understand what is with the Kentucky Derby. Also, the one and only David Sampson stops by in about 17 minutes. It's the Morning Drive.
Fox Sports 1310 traffic.
This traffic update is brought to you by Rapid Radios. 2 right lanes are closed off due to an accident on 64 westbound between Chesapeake Boulevard and Little Creek Road. 3 left lanes are blocked off due to an accident on 664 southbound between 64 and Palatine Parkway. Beware of an accident on Hampton Roads Boulevard at West 25th Street. And we are seeing some delays on 564 westbound between Terminal Boulevard and...
For any athlete, making it to the top sometimes comes with a few steps back. That's why parents count on CHKD Sports Medicine, advanced diagnostics, treatment, and rehabilitation for sports injuries, just for young athletes like yours. With convenient locations across Hampton Roads and a whole team of experts here to keep your favorite player at the top of their game. CHKD Sports Medicine. Learn more at chkd.org or call the CHKD Sports Injury Hotline.
Kova Painting. We don't just paint, we transform spaces. Visit kovapainting.com or call 757-550-7357 and mention the Sportsplex for 10% off of projects over $1,000.
What's up at DQ? Oh, just the best deal ever! The $7 bacon cheeseburger meal deal. Bacon cheeseburger for a limited time, plus fries, drink, and a sundae. Yeah, this is not the time to be modest. It's all full size for just $7. And there's bacon on that burger. The $7 bacon cheeseburger meal deal. Now, for a limited time on the $7 meal deal lineup. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
What does happiness mean to you?
Being in the ocean with you, watching you catch super fun waves.
In Virginia Beach, happiness is breaking barriers and savoring the sunshine.
I couldn't pick a better place or a better person to be with. This is what makes me happy. Happiness is going all out.
And taking it all in.
Here, happiness is whatever you make it. Find yours in Virginia Beach.
Live from the OVM with Annie Mac Home Mortgage Studios, it's the Morning Drive with Johnny D on Fox Sports 1310 AM at 100.9 FM.
Welcome back, 6:45 on a beautiful, glorious Monday morning here in the 757, 67 degrees. A reminder coming up in the 7 o'clock hour, our Smart Guy segment, David Sampson. Nothing Personal podcast. Of course, Dan Lebitard show will stop by. Talk a little Commanders stadium deal. I'm going to get into that with him. Also, if we have time, the big news over the weekend, Greg Popovich stepping down, right?
Yes, sir.
As the head coach of the Spurs. And I was perusing the internet, and they had the Mount Rushmore of NBA head coaches. Are you putting Pop on the mountaintop?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. So I already know Phil Jackson going to be up there.
Okay.
Greg Popovich, Red Auerbach, and maybe Pat Riley.
Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah.
Tom Thibodeau? No.
Okay.
Not going to happen.
I'm not
Go
being
ahead and
serious.
stir him up.
I think it would be too hard to do the comb over, too, on the rocks.
That'd be a sight to see.
That would be a sight to see. I don't know if there's going to be much argument after those four when you're talking about NBA.
I don't think so. At all.
Might ask David his thoughts on that. So
Steve Kerr?
That's coming up. No, not yet.
Yeah,
not yet. He was on his way. How many does Steve Kerr have?
4.
4 titles.
Yeah.
Why is Popovich? How many does Popovich have? 4. Nobody's touching Red Auerbach. So.
No.
Steve Kerr. I think Steve Kerr is at the end of his rope.
Yeah.
Right, with Steph Curry
on his way out.
and Draymond Green.
Pop has 5.
Yeah, Pop's got 5. Jackson's got what, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Riley's got what, 5 or 6, I believe he does.
Yeah.
And you got to factor that in. Do you ask Riley as a president of basketball operations down there in Miami? He's got a couple.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So not only as a head coach, but as an executive, that's a tough list.
Yeah.
Steve Kerr's been really good, but I don't think he's on the mountaintop yet.
I agree.
Maybe we'll get into this conversation coming up next hour, possibly. But David will join us. And then 8 o'clock hour, the best from the weekend, the worst from the weekend. We will get into that. Very quick, let me go back to the comment box. You got a comment, drop it into the comment box on YouTube at Cova Sports TV. Warpath says Suave is speaking blasphemy.
It was about Caitlin Clark.
Probably.
Yeah.
About Caitlin Clark. Let's see. Suave hate. I can't really talk about that.
Yeah.
Hank chimes in. 39% layups, Angel Reese. Hank also says, pay Johnny for the half-court fraud. I believe in that. Yes, you should. And then let's see here. The problem is I got to vet these. Hank says Popovich is overrated. Wow. An overreaction on a Monday.
Very.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear from Hank why he was a jerk to people. He is a little bit of a jerk. I've talked to Sedano about this.
I was going to say, Sedano made him smile, though.
Yeah.
Sedano got a picture with him.
Well, I mean, Sedano used to do the sideline broadcast where they're allowed to do 2 questions.
Mhm.
And he's a little curt. He's a little bit of that I'm the smartest guy in the room type of deal.
So is he like a Belichick?
No, he's a little bit more of a wise ass. That's the problem.
Oh, okay.
Like Belichick just doesn't answer. Where Popovich makes you feel stupid. That's what he does. But, people think that's part of his charm. I don't think so. I kind of agree with that a little bit. I've never been a big Popovich fan. I could appreciate his basketball knowledge.
Absolutely.
I like the fact that he gave Becky Hammond an opportunity to coach with the Spurs, but never been a big fan of how he treats the journalists or the NBA sideline people, for sure. All right. But if you got a comment, drop it into the comment box. All right. 6:51. It's time for the entertainment page.
Let's get to it, yo.
Here's what's trending in entertainment.
Yes, sir. So let's go ahead and start with this right here because Johnny D is a aficionado, what they say about when it comes to pizza.
Pizza. Absolutely. Love my pizza.
And the reason why I said it because over the weekend, there's a tweet that's been going around that's been viral about this woman who gave a person who moved her furniture pizza. But the issue why it's going viral is because the topping that she used, which was olives.
Okay.
Okay, like to me, I ain't seen no problem with it, but this is the story of it. The person was moving it. Her name is Penny. They're moving her furniture. It's a piece of Papa John's. She gave him a slice. It has olives on it. But Twitter, or X, what you want to call it, exploded with comments. One person said, if someone offered me an olive pizza for helping to move, I would take all their furniture and return it to their old place. Another person says, olives are inherently bad on pizza. Only olives on pizza can be some kind of religious punishment.
I got to tell you, olives might be my second favorite topping to put on pizzas.
I would have never thought that.
I love olive pizza.
Olives are so classy. And you are not.
My favorite pizza. My favorite pizza, either pepperonis and olives on a pizza, perfect for me. Perfect.
Really?
I love a lot of other stuff. Sausage, mushrooms.
Here's the question, Suave.
Yes.
Did the people move the furniture and did she ask them what type of pizza, or did she already buy the pizza?
She already bought it.
So she bought it for herself and said, hey, would you like a slice?
Absolutely.
So why are we getting on the poor lady?
Because there's the fact that it's olives. Look, like I tell anybody, look, I have a problem with toppings. The only one top I have a problem with.
Say it, Suave.
Anchovies.
Oh, that too.
If you give me anchovies in pizza, I may throw it at you.
I'm sorry, but pineapples do not belong.
Oh,
on
no.
pizza.
Yeah, no. Wait a minute. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
No.
Pineapple
Johnny, what do you
definitely
say?
believes on a pizza.
You're
man.
the aficionado.
Come on, Johnny D.
I mean,
come on.
I do not prefer it. However, I do know a lot of people who prefer pineapple over olives.
Yes.
Pineapple, I don't understand. Like, okay,
You're getting a little bit of both. You're getting that sweetness, right?
Yeah, that's
there
why,
are some people that like that
I
sweetness.
don't like the sweet mixing with the savory, but yeah, I've never understood the pineapple, but I love olive pizza. I don't know what it is, but I love olives on the pizza.
That is shocking to me, because you are the most vanilla person I know. That you would like olives on a pizza. Like, did you grow up with olives on a pizza?
Not really.
Not at all?
I grew up, when we ordered pizza, we'd get like a veggie pizza. So
Okay.
there would be olives on it,
Okay.
yes.
Just like a Supreme pizza got olives on it.
I got you.
Yeah.
That I understand.
But it was-
Just olives alone.
Yeah,
no,
olives alone.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I just want to get your thoughts on it because, like I said, you are the pizza man right there.
Aficionado,
definitely.
Thank you.
So let's go to the next story. Next one I want to ask y'all, have you ever thought about being a dumpster diver?
A dumpster diver.
Dumpster diver.
Have I done it before,
Yes,
or
you
have I thought about
Have
doing
you ever
it?
done it before?
I've done it before.
Well, maybe you have
Back in my heyday.
Well, maybe you have good luck like this lady. This woman is a mom. She's 35 years old. Her name is Erna Rodriguez. Doing her dumpster diving thing, she has found $30,000 in luxury goods from designer bags to pianos. She started by finding toys and clothes on the sidewalk 6 months ago. Then she took it a step further and started going to garbage. In the garbage, she found a Burberry coat worth for $500, Prada shoes worth $900, a piano worth between $3,000 and $10,000, all in a week. $30,000.
How do you find a piano?
You know, someone could probably throw the piano.
It's a piano.
Yeah. That's what
it's a piano.
Maybe it's on the side of the trash.
I do know people, and I get this in the neighborhood. If you put stuff out curbside, dudes will drive by and start plucking it before special pickup comes.
Oh yeah,
all the time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So maybe in the city, she from the city. She looks like she's from the city.
Yes.
I could see that being a little bit different. However, a piano?
Yeah, she's in New York.
Yeah.
Now, when are the police just going to show up at her door?
Why?
When they've been tracking these lost items.
They're not lost.
They're not lost.
They threw them out.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the criminals are getting caught. They tried to throw the evidence away.
Oh, God, Jayla, what are you doing? Stop. Shut off your microphone. Shut off your microphone. What's wrong with you? By the way, you got to change your mic flag.
I know. I just noticed that myself.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Yeah, forget about that. No, she's not really. I mean, look, you want to go dumpster diver? That's fine. The piano?
Yeah.
I still don't understand the piano deal.
I looked at it right now. It is a Schomer and Company piano, which is worth anywhere between $3,000 and $10,000.
Yeah, but how big is the piano?
We got to look it up, see exactly what kind of piano it is.
She must have just put a curbside, man. She could have get anybody to pick it up. Could have donated to a Goodwill or somewhere. Come on.
Yeah, and she did. It is reported that if she's not able to take it home, she does give it to the church to resell it.
Well, that's very nice of her. Okay.
So,
right.
And lastly, this is what you call parenting. This story, I looked at it and I said, man, this would never happen in my household when I grew up or even now. There's a mom. Her name is Gerard Leah. She says that her house rule is this: no rules in her household. I'll explain. Kids have limitless snacks, limitless screen time, no obligation to help with chores whatsoever. She says, I'm your mom. I'm going to mother you, which means no chores. She cleans the chores up. You can stay up as long as you want. You can have as much food as you want. There is no rules for her kids in her household.
Okay.
And she said when it comes to cooking, you know, sometimes as a parent, J-Lo, you'll get to this eventually. When you have kids, sometimes they want different meals. But as a parent, we were like, no, you're going to get one meal. If you don't eat it, you're just not going to eat it. With her, she said she's happy to cook 4 separate meals anytime they want. So if you want McDonald's, Burger King, Waffle House, whatever, she would do anything for that for you.
That's very nice of her.
Exactly.
That is very nice of her. Hey, look, if it works for her, not working to my house.
Not working to my house.
If it works for her, that's cool.
We'll see how the kids grow up to be.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. They're probably going to grow up to like olives on their pizza. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
They probably will grow up to like olives on their pizza.
Wow, that's a nice one.
Wow.
Yeah. But that's what's trending right there for everyone for entertainment.
All right. Good stuff. Thank you, Suave. 6:58 on the program on a Monday edition coming up. Hour number 2, Smart Guy segment. David Sampson stops by. We'll talk Commander Stadium. Also, I want to get his thoughts on we are now entering early May. His takeaways from the Major League Baseball season, get his thoughts on that. Also, if we got a chance, I want to ask him how the executives at ESPN are handling the Pat McAfee situation, the Shannon Sharpe situation. There's a lot of talent issues going on at ESPN right now, and I'd love to get his thoughts on that. So that is coming up, hour number 2 on a Monday. It's the Morning Drive.
Here's a quick weather update from the News 3 First Warning Storm Team.
Good morning. I'm meteorologist Miles Henderson. A mixture of partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies today with a chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms, mainly this afternoon to evening. High temperatures today in the upper 70s and on the humid side. For tomorrow, partly cloudy skies headed to the low 80s and not quite as humid. We'll stay in the low 80s for Wednesday. For News 3, I'm meteorologist Miles Henderson. Have a great day.
For any athlete, making it to the top sometimes comes with a few steps back. That's why parents count on CHKD Sports Medicine, Advanced Diagnostics, treatment, and rehabilitation for sports injuries, just for young athletes like yours. With convenient locations across Hampton Roads and a whole team of experts here to keep your favorite player at the top of their game. CHKD Sports Medicine. Learn more at chkd.org or call the CHKD Sports Injury Hotline.
Cova Painting. We don't just paint, we transform spaces. Visit covapainting.com or call 757-550-7357 and mention the Sportsplex for 10% off of projects over $1,000.
What's up at DQ? Oh, just the best deal ever! The $7 bacon cheeseburger meal deal. Bacon cheeseburger for a limited time, plus fries, drink, and a sundae. Yeah, this is not the time to be modest. It's all full size for just $7. And there's bacon on that burger. The $7 bacon cheeseburger meal deal. Now, for a limited time on the $7 meal deal lineup. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
What does happiness mean to you?
Being in the ocean with you, watching you catch super fun waves.
In Virginia Beach, happiness is breaking barriers and savoring the sunshine.
I couldn't pick a better place or a better person to be with. This is what makes me happy. Happiness is going all out.
And taking it all in.
Here, happiness is whatever you make it. Find yours in Virginia Beach.
I grew up here. I know this town. I know the people here. More important, they know me. As a banker at Town Bank, we become part of the communities we serve. The people who bank with us, our members, know us. When you bank with Town Bank, you'll know your banker. You'll know you can reach us, and you'll know we're here for you.
James Catato tells us tonight there's a new team making new noise in the USL2 scene on the other side of the water.
Something special is brewing inside the walls of the Virginia Beach Sportsplex.
We're not here for moral victories. When we're on our day, we're a legit team.
See the stars of the future in pre-professional action at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. This combined season ticket special is for men's and women's. That's 15 games for just $100 for adults and $80 for youth. VBU has a brand new women's team that competes in the W League. Soccer fans, it's time to rally behind Virginia Beach United. Tickets are on sale now. Visit vbunited.com. Don't miss out on Virginia Beach United.
Fox Sports 1310, WGHAM, W265EF Newport News, and WVSP-FM HD2 Yorktown. This is Fox Sports 1310. We are Fox Sports! This Fox Sports 1310 update is brought to you by
the Fox Sports 1310 mobile app. Don't forget, you can take us anywhere you go with the Fox Sports 1310 app. Download us now via the Apple App Store or Google Play Store today. Good morning, it's 7 a.m. and this is your Fox Sports update. The Norfolk Admirals got the Game 2 victory against the Trois-Rivières Lions yesterday, 4-3. Bryce Brzezinski had 2 points with a goal and an assist. The Best of 7 series resumes Thursday night at the Scope at 7:05. Tickets are on sale now at norfolkadmirals.com. As for the Tides, they won it against the Knights 9-3. Judd Fabian lifted the Tides with 2 home runs. The Tides split the series with the Knights 3-3 throughout all of last week. Sources are coming out of Washington, D.C. Washington will be the host of the 2027 NFL Draft. An official announcement is expected later this morning from the White House. The draft is expected to be held on the National Mall, where the monument stands. This news coming just after a week. It was announced that Washington football franchise would be returning to D.C. at RFK by 2030. The Golden State Warriors pulled off the upset in Game 7 against the Rockets 103-89. The hero? Not Steph Curry, but Buddy Hield. Hield had 33 points. The 7-seeded Warriors move on to meet against the 6-seeded Minnesota Timberwolves, Game 1 being tomorrow night. Early odds have the Timberwolves laying 6.5. It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D, powered by Coco Sports TV on Fox Sports 1310 AM, 1.9 FM, and always streaming live on YouTube at Coco Sports TV and live on the Fox Sports 1310 app. Straight ahead, we still got a lot more to come on the show today. The smart guy, the great-looking guy with the great-looking suit, David Sampson, stops by in just a couple minutes here. It is the Morning Drive with Johnny D.
Live from the OVM with Annie Mac Home Mortgage Studios, the official home of the Hampton Road sports fan. It's the Morning Drive, powered by Cova Sports TV on Fox Sports 1310, along with Suave and J-Lo. Here's your host, Johnny.
All right, good stuff. Great to be back with you. Hour 2 on a glorious Monday, 7:03 in Hampton Road, 68 degrees. Joining us right now, it's our Smart Guy segment. And I'm kicking myself because I left the house this morning and I was going to bring my sport coat. And I forgot the sport coat at home because I wanted to dress to impress and kind of, I tell my kids all the time here, David, this is what I tell them. I will match the enthusiasm, the passion, and the effort. Anything you put into, Mom and I will match it. You show up early all the time on this fine radio program looking really good, sharp. And I'm like, you know what? I need to match that this morning. And I forgot the sport coat. So I apologize this morning. How are you, David?
I'm doing well. It's all good. I'm just deciding how ready I am for lunch. It's not morning for me. I do a show.
Yeah.
Nothing Personal starts in about 55 minutes. And I encourage everyone to listen to it after they're done listening to your show. No problem. It's on the DraftKings network. I'm still reeling from all the game 7s and how exciting that was. So I don't know. Sport coat, for sure. I'd come in a hoodie. I'd come in a Belichick hold hoodie if I could.
You should.
Yeah.
I think you should. I think one day, because your audience on the Nothing Personal podcast with David Sampson is so used to you coming in dressed to the nines, I think one morning, just roll out the hoodie with the sleeves cut off just to see what reaction you would get out of that. By the way, what time do you eat lunch? The fact that you get up as early as we do, what time do you eat lunch?
So I'm the wrong guy to talk to because I'm not a big foodie. I don't eat all that much. And as you know, I have no taste or smell. So food doesn't mean that much to me at all. So I have no set time. When I'm hungry, I eat a little bit. That's it.
That's
so
called
I'm not
discipline.
ruled by the clock.
Yeah, that's called discipline. That's what that's called. Good work out of you. Me, I am not disciplined. I mean, the second I see food at about 11 o'clock, I'm in. I'm all in. Hey, you mentioned Game 7s over the weekend. You more of an NHL Game 7 guy or an NBA Game 7 guy?
There is nothing better than an NHL Game 7. And if you can get to overtime in an NHL Game 7, then you're seeing what to me is the pinnacle of what a win or go home moment is. And we got one last night. And I hope people were watching, even though obviously Winnipeg's such a small market, but they're, in theory, the best team in hockey, maybe next to the Panthers. But what they did to the Blues, I never feel for the fans of St. Louis because they've had tons of success with their teams. But man, it's hard not to feel for them today.
Yeah, David Sampson is joining us, Nothing Personal podcast. You can follow him on the X, by the way, at David P. Sampson. I do want to bring up something. The Washington Commanders and Josh Harris announced, I think it was last week, that, hey, we're going to take over the old RFK site, and we're going to build a new stadium. And Josh Harris is pretty much turning his back on Philadelphia and is now all in for the Washington Commanders as a guy who is familiar with this entire process. And seeing what Harris is investing into this. What are we missing here? Like, there's got to be some. Is it too good to be true? If you're a Washington fan to get all this, you got a franchise quarterback. Now we got the new stadium. We got the NFL draft right behind that. I mean, what are we missing in this whole deal?
Well, I love that you're saying you have a franchise quarterback, which you do, but will he even be around when the new stadium opens? That you have to wait to see because they're looking at 2030 at best. What they announced was the framework of a deal, which, might I add, gets announced all the time when it's aspirational. It happened in your area with Leonsis, who had a whole big announcement about something, and then it died, and then it came back to life. And there's all sorts of different announcements that take place. Tampa Bay with baseball, they had a press conference, announcement, we're done, and then not done. So there's a lot of things that have to happen, including vote still. The mayor herself does not have the right just to announce that they're going to put in $1.1 billion into a stadium project like this. And Josh Harris has much work to do to not just secure approvals, but then to actually get the darn thing built. So I'm not saying it's never going to happen. I'm saying that I've lived a life of premature announcements, and this seemed like one of them.
Wow. Are you guys okay with that? I mean, we got fanboys. We got
sense.
the fanboys over there. They're not going to be happy if this falls through.
It makes a lot of sense what he's saying, though. So
okay, you guys going to be okay with this?
It's going to fall through. I'm saying that when you're talking about it, you can't talk about it in the past tense, like what Josh Harris has done. The ballpark deal is done. The stadium deal is done. The Commanders are back at the RFK site with all that amazing development for the $1.1 billion in public money that's going toward in tranches, going toward parking and infrastructure. Until you see public documents that have been negotiated, executed, and voted upon, you really don't know what the deal actually looks like.
Gotcha.
No, I have no problem with saying because he's telling the truth.
Well, he's telling the truth. I'm just making sure you're okay.
Yeah,
I'm just making sure you're okay.
I mean, of course, it's going to hit Washington fans because of all the promo that we have done, all the old players that actually want to come back. So, I mean, it's going to take a hit, but what he's saying is actually true. So we have no problem.
It's going to be okay. Yeah. It's going to be okay. Just so you know, David, that Suave is actually employed by the Washington Commanders. So this affects his livelihood on where he'll be commuting to.
I would say to you, I didn't realize that you were working there, so I'm sorry. But I guess what I would say is this. Do not start changing your commuting plan currently. There is a lot of green to cover, as they say in the game of golf. There is a lot of green to cover before you need to put a different address in your ways.
He's telling the truth.
He is telling the truth.
3 hours or 2 hours doesn't matter.
There you go.
Still there.
All right, David Sampson joining us. Nothing Personal podcast. Check it out. You can follow him on the X, by the way, at David P. Sampson. I do want to ask you, because you are our smart guy. ESPN over the last couple of weeks has had their hands full with talent. Pat McAfee has been in the news. Shannon Sharpe has been in the news. Stephen A is always in the news. It doesn't matter. How do you feel ESPN has been handling, from a talent standpoint, what has been going on? Because we know the money that's invested in these guys, and they're totally different. When you're talking about, McAfee and Shannon Sharpe are more of the new age social media content creator type, where Stephen A is the old school, the journalist, you know what I mean? How do you think ESPN has been handling what has been going on with the talent at ESPN?
I would say that each of the executives has the two things on his or their desk. One, a bottle of Tums. That's one. Two, they've got earplugs. Here's why I say that. Because you're showing, as we all do, a bit of recency bias. There's been problems with talent since the beginning of talents. It's almost the definition of talent, whether it's a player or an on-air personality. Some of them come with issues. And the question is, how good is your skill? Now, it may not supposed to be that, but in many ways it is. How good are you? Pat McAfee is able to do way more than I would be, or Dan Le Batard was able to be, or Chris Berman would be able to do, because Pat McAfee carries that sort of weight at the moment with the network. Shannon Sharpe, underneath Pat McAfee, did something, or is accused of doing something, that Shannon Sharpe is accused of, that Stephen A has not been, Pat McAfee has not been, Dan, myself, Chris Berman. He's being accused of something and doesn't have the level of talent. Therefore, you end up with we're going to suspend you. But it's going to be you saying you're stepping back, and then we're going to say that we agree with it. But the bottom line is, it's likely he doesn't ever appear back on ESPN, because he's not a level, and what he is accused of doing is horrific. So as a person who manages people, unfortunately, you have to evaluate not just what they've done, but what they've done with the network. And so it's like we did with players. You don't treat the superstar the same way you treat a bench player, even though publicly you say you do.
Yeah, absolutely. David Sampson is joining us here on the program. I did notice on social media you made the comment. A lot of people made a comment about the NBC NBA, the round ball. It's coming next year. I am curious, how will ESPN handle the like Barkley continues to take shots at ESPN, and that is the entire crew coming over to ESPN? Is it all 4 of them that's coming over to ESPN next year?
Yes. So they licensed. What happened is Disney, as part of a deal, licensed inside the NBA from Warner Brothers Discovery, which owns TNT and inside the NBA. So literally, it's the way that I license my show, which I own, to Meadowlark, which is Dan Le Batard's company. So it's still mine. I own it. Warner Brothers still owns inside the NBA, but they're licensing it. And you have to behave a certain way when I can't go out and do things, disparage Dan Le Batard, nor would I. Such a good friend, and we do such great work together. But the point is, what Barkley's doing is absurd. And in theory, it's exactly what we talked about to start this segment, which is ESPN is going to put up with a lot more from Barkley than it would from some other schnook who's saying things that are horrible toward ESPN because of he's a part of inside the NBA, which is such a big property. But there is a line after which, if you cross it, you got a problem.
Yeah, David Sampson is joining us. Before I let you go, I do want to get your early takeaways on the Major League Baseball season. I know we're only in May, but just kind of give me your early takeaways, surprises so far with the MLB season.
Number one takeaway is that Aaron Judge doesn't need steroids to be Barry Bonds. Number two, it's that the Nationals, rightly so, fleeced the Padres, who, while they've got a good record, simply are just the way they operate is going to cost them long term. Number three, it is a season where managers are going to be on a shorter leash than you think because there is so much invested in winning this season as we are heading into collective bargaining at the end of next year. So there's like a 2-year window right now where teams really want to make hay because of changes that could be coming to baseball.
So let's talk about who are some of those managers that you think might be on a very short leash. And at what point of this, now granted, I know that the record has everything to do with it, but is there a better part of the season to pull the string on them versus another?
I loved firing managers in May because it made me feel like, hey, there's time to turn it around. And if it doesn't turn around by the deadline in late July, you could trade away all the players. But it gives you a couple months to see if it is, in fact, a new manager, which only once it ever was when we won the World Series in 2003. Every other time we fired a manager, it turns out we stunk at picking the players. But obviously, we're not going to blame ourselves.
Yeah.
And so I think now is around the time you're really thinking about it. If the Orioles don't start playing better, I think Brandon Hyde is not going to make it.
No question.
And I think that he's going to let go. I think that Bud Black in Colorado is going to say, is this really worth it? I don't want any part of this. I think that Ron Washington is going to get old. He is old. I think it's going to get worn out when Artie Moreno realizes, my God, we still stink. Trout still hurt. So I think that that is going to be where a managerial change happens over time. Maybe not this season, though. So I think there's a lot of teams who are just very disappointed with where they are, but you still have time to get better.
Yeah, I would love to see, by the way, Mike Trout on the East Coast. I mean, this is getting old. This is really getting
hurt,
old.
Though. So you say that, but all you would be doing is seeing him on the injured list in your time zone.
I know. It's just so disappointing. Really, knowing how good and how talented he is, to see how often he's been on the injured report over the last couple of years, it's just been really disappointing. Really
He's turning into a better Josh Johnson. And I say that with no disrespect to Mike Trout, but Mike Trout was going to be the best in the world. We had a pitcher, Josh Johnson, he was a number one. And then he had Tommy John, then he had Tommy John, then he had Tommy John. And now he's just known as, hey, he was a great pitcher when he pitched, but didn't have enough bulk. And Trout, while people say, oh, he's for sure a Hall of Famer, which he probably is because of the run he had of MVP finishes. But when you talk about the greatest of all time, to me, he's not even in the conversation.
Yeah. What do we got on the show today? What are we doing on the show today?
Well, we're going to start by talking a lot about the Game 7s, the fact that Jimmy Butler could make Miami despondent by guaranteeing a win and then delivering. We're going to talk about the fact that James Harden is the guy you don't want on your team if you actually want to win. We're going to talk about first base injuries in baseball and what a nightmare it is, because you saw what happened with Jose Ramirez and with the Red Sox first baseman, Cassis. There's going to be some changes there, and we're going to give Pop some love because he deserves it. It ain't easy to do what Greg Popovich did as a coach.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we were just talking about Popovich. I mean, when you're talking about the Mount Rushmore, and I hate to do that because it's lazy radio, but the Mount Rushmore of NBA coaches, Popovich, Riley, Auerbach, Jackson. Like, there's really no question, is there, after that?
Well, I think that Steve Kerr is getting close.
He's
if he
getting
wins
close.
a title this year with his team, I would say he's getting close. And I will not engage in this game without mentioning Red Halsman, the coach of the Knicks, because that's just what I do. I mean, love him.
He's a man
meant
close
the
to my
world
heart.
me.
Yes.
And so if I had to choose the greatest coach in NBA history, I would just tell you it's Red. And then you'd have to decide whether you think I meant Auerbach or Halsman.
Look, I'm a New York guy, so I feel you, David. Hey, always a pleasure, my friend. Check him out on the X at David P. Sampson, of course, the Nothing Personal podcast. Thank you, as always, for your time. And next time, I promise the sport coat will come out, and I'll make sure I am dressed appropriately for our interaction.
Don't you make a promise that you're not going to fulfill.
I know.
We just talked about this Washington.
I know.
Listen to him.
I know. I'll do it.
Okay.
I promise. It was there. I had it on the table. All right. Thank you, David.
Thanks,
Appreciate it. David Sampson is joining us here on the program. You guys okay with that as far as the Commanders?
Well,
I know how you are.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense what he's saying. But I love getting David because he is so much smarter than I will ever wish to be in my life. I mean, just hearing him talk about that. And what was really interesting to me was the CBA he was talking about with Major League Baseball.
That's right.
It makes sense in 2 years. And we remember we had the strike a couple of years ago back in 2022. And now they're going to have to get a new CBA deal. And now teams are trying to go all in now. Really interesting.
Well, these executives, they know when the CBA is coming, where they're going to get a spike in the salary cap, whatever it might be. This is why you want to get deals done. So he's absolutely correct. Brandon Hyde is a name.
Yeah, no,
but I don't know why you would hold it against him when the organization did nothing in the offseason to better that roster.
I agree, but that roster's still so good, though. They're still very
They
good.
are good. They are good. They should be a lot better.
Overall, it should fall on general management and front office. But yes, I still think he's on the hot seat.
I wish Aaron Boone would be on that hot seat.
No, he's not going nowhere.
I know.
So let it go.
I know.
Let it go.
I know he's not going anywhere.
He's going nowhere.
All right, 7:21 of the program. Straight ahead, help me understand. Also, we'll get to more of your comments. The Tell 'em Kellum Talk and text line is open at 757-497-1310. That's 757-497-1310. Hey, put it up on the poll there, J-Lo. What are you better? What are you more of a fan of? Game 7 NHL or Game 7 NBA? Love to get that from our viewing and listening audience this morning. It is a Monday edition. It's the Morning Drive.
Fox Sports 1310 traffic.
2 right lanes are blocked off due to an accident on 664 southbound, causing heavy traffic between 64 and Powhatan Parkway. Heading north on 664, you're also going to run into some congestion between 17 and College Drive. An accident on 64 westbound is causing delays between Chesapeake Boulevard and Little Creek Road. And we're also seeing some delays between Mason Creek and Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel, where 64 eastbound is seeing that same congestion between King Street and Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel. I'm Elena Vegso on Fox Sports 1310.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with national LTE coverage. Go to rapidradios.com and you'll get up to 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO for an additional 5% off.
Business owners everywhere are raving about ZipRecruiter's new feature, Zip Intro, which does the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates to meet with you as soon as the next day. So we decided to call up some of these employers and hear their stories. Today, we're on the phone with Pilates studio owner Crystal M. Harris. Crystal, how has Zip Intro helped you hire?
Well, I was opening a Pilates studio in McDonough, Georgia, and I needed to staff up quickly. Zip Intro did the work for me. It helped me find enthusiastic candidates who matched my qualifications perfectly.
That's great.
Yeah, I had my Zip Intro session on Tuesday, did all the interviews by Thursday, sent out the offers on Friday, and they started on Monday. Because Zip Intro did most of the work, I saved so much time.
Absolutely. And to our listeners, you can try Zip Intro for free right now at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow.
True Green, we got a great price on a golf course quality lawn.
Which attracted golfers.
Morning. Who needs a warm-up? And because True Green's doing the work, we get to have more fun.
Please don't post that.
Too late.
They don't have grass this thick in Australia.
That's what happens when you have a great lawn.
Shanked it again, huh? They're fun to have around.
PGA Tour quality lawns for as little as $1 a day.
Where are we playing next?
Get started at truegreen.com.
Say Santa version 2.0, a 61st birthday celebration for Maynard James Keenan. Featuring Primus, Pussifer, and A Perfect Circle. All three bands on stage together May 11th. Veterans United Home Loans Amphitheater in Virginia Beach. On sale now at the Amphitheater box office and livenation.com. Don't miss Say Santa featuring Primus, Pussifer, and A Perfect Circle.
At dollar.bank/save now or by visiting our local Dollar Bank office.
Sounds like a plan.
Do more with Dollar Bank. And don't miss your opportunity to earn up to 4.25%. Dollar Bank. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Annual percentage yield offered on balances from $0 to $10,000 for smart savings and $100,000 to $5 million for platinum savings. Rates may change without notice. Checking account with certain requirements may apply. Account opening is subject to approval and accounts are only available to consumers residing in Dollar Bank's Virginia market.
Looking for money talk? You can find it now on 97.3 HD2. You'll get the latest from Main Street and Wall Street from Bloomberg and The Ramsey Show. That's Money Talk on 97.3 HD2. Listen live, online, anytime at foxsports1310.com. With the best lineup in sports talk radio 24/7, 365. This is Fox Sports 1310. You're listening to The Morning Drive on Fox Sports 1310 AM and 100.9 FM. And always free on the Fox Sports 1310 mobile app.
7:25 on a Monday. Great to be with you. The Morning Drive. Yours truly, Johnny D, Suave, J-Lo. Fox Sports 1310 AM, the Fox Sports 1310 app. A reminder, the polls are open on the X at Drive Johnny D. We will update those coming up in about 15 minutes. You could also follow us on Instagram at Morning Drive Johnny D and on YouTube, where we stream live each and every morning. Go to Cova Sports TV on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Greatly appreciate your comments this morning. Let me get to the comment box this morning. Let me see here. Again, we got to vet these. So I really need J-Lo or Suave or somebody to make sure you're looking at these comments.
Just to
make sure they're appropriate. Yeah. Because some of these comments are not appropriate to go over the air.
Mm-hmm.
Warpath chimes in. Virginia had a huge presser with the Capitals and Wizards deal before the deal fell through last year. That is correct.
Yes, it is.
No doubt about it. Also, Johnny pulling a Suave promise.
Talking about the
jacket. Sport coat. I did have the sport coat out. I'm not lying. But when you get up at 4:30, you tend to forget things.
Exactly.
And that did not make the trip this morning was the sport coat. Always appreciate David Sampson dropping by. If you missed any of the interview, go to our YouTube page at Cova Sports TV, the Kellum Mechanical audio vault, and check it out. But interesting comments talking about the Commanders deal.
Yeah.
Don't make those plans quite yet.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Still a long way to go.
I mean, yeah, they said 5 years, so anything can happen within 5 years.
And then watch out if you're the Orioles.
Yeah.
Brandon Hyde could be on the hot seat.
Yeah.
If you're going to fire a manager, do it in May.
I do have a question, though, before we transition, Johnny. I want to ask Suave something. Suave, are you doing okay right now, man? I hear you're getting into it with Hank right now online.
What's going on, man? What's going on?
The whole Caitlin Clark started, and then, of course, we transitioned from Caitlin Clark to Jordan.
Wait. Hold on a second. Back up here.
Yes.
What are you talking about? You talking about today?
Yes.
We're talking about this weekend.
Yes. No, today.
Today.
You know, we were talking about Caitlin Clark earlier, correct?
Yes, we were talking about Caitlin Clark.
So Hank was chiming in on one of our Pacer poll questions,
and
he talked about me. So we were going back and forth. Now it started to talk about
because Bradley
Jordan.
Beal, right?
Why was he talking about you? Because you said you're not a fan of Caitlin Clark.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then I said, just like I'm not a fan of Bradley Beal, but I respect him because he was a good player with the
And then
Wizards.
Hank said what? He's a
He said-
terrible player.
He said he's a bum. But here's the thing about it. You're a bum. But the man averaged over 23 points a game, have multiple All-Stars, took his team to the playoffs 3 times in his 6 years. Oh, but you're a bum. You were named to the rookie team. Oh, but you're a bum.
One of only
Like-
2 good things to ever happen to the Wizards, him and John
But
Wall.
he's a bum. But if you're gonna say somebody's a bum, at least come with facts. That facts is that Bradley Beal with the Wizards was not a bum.
Well, first off, you should never compare Caitlin Clark to Bradley Beal.
No, he's not. We won't compare.
That's your fault. Number one. Look, the NBA, I guess the question is, what is your definition of bum?
Thank you.
Anyone who has not won a title? Then there's a lot of bums in the NBA.
A lot of
But
bums.
look, Bradley Beal was, again, another really good player on a really bad team.
Yeah.
That's what he was, a really good player on a really bad team.
Yes.
And it's unfortunate because he got an opportunity to go to a really good team, and he became a really bad player on a really bad team, is what Bradley Beal became. Very disappointing.
We have seen that multiple times.
Moving over to Phoenix, right?
Absolutely.
Putting him with Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, and the highest payroll, I believe, in the NBA was the Phoenix Suns.
Mhm.
And they did absolutely nothing this year. Look, Bradley Beal's going to be there are a ton of dudes that have played in the NBA that have put up really good numbers, but their teams have been sorry and have done absolutely nothing.
Facts.
And the smart ones kind of left that situation and got to a better situation. Chris Bosh was one of them.
Yes.
Kevin Love was another one.
Yes.
My boy, Elton Brand. If you remember, Elton Brand was a double-double machine.
Yes, he was.
And then he went to a couple of other teams. It did nothing. So I don't understand the argument you're having. What is the argument you're having?
He says Bradley Beal's a bum.
He said Bradley Beal's a bum.
Hank is saying Bradley Beal is a bum. Well, he is kind of a bum.
No, yeah, nowadays, yeah.
Yeah.
But we're talking
Well,
about-
now he's a bum.
But I said with the Wizards, he wasn't a bum.
And then it turned into MJ somehow.
It turned to MJ.
Is Bradley Beal a Hall of Famer?
Oh, no. No, not right. No.
I don't know.
No, he's not.
I don't know enough.
No.
But like I said, the argument started. What I said about Jordan and Kobe. You know, he talking about Caitlin Clark stats, and he said, "Well, you're not a fan of first." Just like I said, I can shoot out Jordan and Kobe stats, but you clearly on the show plenty of times said you don't like Kobe, you don't like Jordan.
Yeah.
But why not? You can throw the stats out about them. So the back and forth thing, and then he's going back to Jordan is not good without Pippen. 3 years, ladies and gentlemen. 3 years.
Suave and Hank are going to be
easy.
They're going to be the next Skip and Shannon.
It's too easy to debunk that argument that he's saying. It's too easy. You know what, Johnny, just go ahead and talk. It's too much. Go ahead.
I think you two should have a podcast
Skip and Shannon.
just to hammer it out.
Hank and Suave.
Just to hammer it
Suave
out. And look, as much as I could appreciate Caitlin Clark's game, and I could appreciate it. Look, she has transcended the game of women's basketball, whether you like it or not. The same way Steph kind of transcended the game in the NBA, right? We got to pump the brakes a little bit too. Let her kind of have a career and see what she could do. She's been tremendous so far. I mean, she's the all-time leading scorer in women's history, but let's see what she does on the professional ranks. I hope she could get through the year. This is what I will say for the WNBA. You better pray on both knees this girl does not get hurt. That's all I gotta say. You want to talk about putting all your eggs in one basket? You better pray that she is healthy every single game.
If she gets hurt, Paige Beckers.
Look, but Paige Beckers it's a different player. She's not as polarizing, I will say,
I agree.
as a Caitlin Clark.
I
Paige
agree.
Beckers is good, though.
Yeah.
Polarizing over the weekend. You guys watched the Derby over the weekend? You did?
Yep.
You did. Hey, can you check what the viewership, can you see if the ratings came out?
It was the greatest in 33 years.
Yes, it was.
The greatest in 33 years.
36 years, yeah.
You got a
36.
number? Do we have a number?
I could not find a number, no.
All right, because I know in 2024 it did 16.7 million, which was up from 14.8. And how about Mike Tirico getting sick due to a nut allergy attack that he had, right?
Wow.
He had a nut allergy attack. probably do not know this. Ahmed Fareed started his career right here at Wavy 10 back in the day.
Oh, really?
Absolutely, yeah. NBC Sports, a regular part of the Derby. But it is a fantastic day. If you get a chance to go to the Preakness and be in the infield, it'll change your life, no doubt about it.
That's what I've heard. Going to the infield in general at any of these horse races.
It's spectacular. What I don't understand, advertise. Don't put it up there. It got to 5 o'clock. And I'm thinking in my head, okay, it's race time. My wife's like, no, that's at 6:55. 6:55. So, got 2 more hours of this. Up. It's an event. That's sort of the thing. The different drinks that they have, the mid-June, no doubt about it. But I don't understand why you feel the need to have a 4-hour pregame, number one. A lot of cross promotion going on with NBC and Peak. Third-party site if you want to wager on the Kentucky Derby. I believe this was the case with either FanDuel or DraftKings, where they don't have it on their app. You have to go to a third-party app, which means you got to register for that app, and then you got to do a separate deposit.
Yeah,
I know not. I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up our audience's butt talking about horse racing. I know nothing about horse racing. All right, that's entirely too many. Nobody's keeping track of 19 horses. Number one. Number two, I also saw a nugget. I don't know if it's true that every horse in the field was a descendant of Secretariat.
What does that mean?
That means every single horse that participated in the Kentucky Derby is related in some way, a descendant of Secretariat.
Another horse?
You know Secretariat from back in the day. Secretariat the horse back in the day. So you know what they do with these horses. They're studs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, Secretariat got around. Because that's where the money is made.
Yeah.
That is where the money is made, right?
Was a
Is
Rolling Stone.
if you get a horse that wins a race like the Kentucky Derby, where I believe the winner took home $3.1 million, right? So now you put it out to stud, I believe it's called, and then you're selling it off. Well, 19 of these horses had a little bit of Secretariat in it, which I find just amazing stat.
That's hilarious.
Yet I can't bet on it with my ESPN bet app. I got to go to a third party and go through all this stuff if I want to bet on the ponies. I got a little bit of an issue with that.
And just to tell you too, I just checked the stats. They averaged 17.7 million views at the on Saturday.
So that's up from last year.
Yeah.
Look, it's a spectacular event if you ever get a chance to go to it. Now, have you guys ever been to Churchill Downs?
No.
It's in the middle of the projects in Louisville. It's same with the Preakness, man. It's in the hood. It's hard to say it, and it's a cash only.
Oh wow,
that's another thing.
Man.
All the kiosk. Now I don't know if that changed, but I did a tour a couple of years ago when I was out in Louisville, and I was partaking in the Bourbon Trail, and took it a little Churchill Downs. It's massive. Number one, TV doesn't know justice. It is absolutely massive, but it's all cash kiosk. I would love to know how much money that brings in, but it's a spectacular event. I'm going to try to get my wife to go next year.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think she would be all about it. She
awesome.
likes events like that. She could dress up a little bit, get a big old hat, sip on a little mint julep. Not with me, with somebody else. Let her go with somebody else, and I just stay home and watch it. That way it's a win-win for everyone. But I think she would enjoy that. But yeah, the Derby was a big event. The ratings were up from last year. And I think NBC did a tremendous job. And hats off to our boy Ahmed Fareed, who stepped in when Mike Tirico, who got sick in the middle of the broadcast, handled it like a pro. Awesome. And I think NBC does a tremendous job of putting it on. I just don't feel the need for a 4-hour freaking pregame for a horse race.
Crazy.
And also give credit to the race caller, Larry Colmus, I believe is his name.
Yes.
Is the first person. How do you mean yes? You don't know.
And look, I'm going to announce it. I think I found the stuff. I'm looking at it while y'all talking.
It's almost like, yeah, I know him.
No, I don't know.
We go way back.
No, I'm looking at all 4 announcements. I'm looking at everything while y'all talking.
The first person to call the Kentucky Derby for 15 straight years. So good work out of NBC, but I am not a big fan of the fact that I got to go to a third-party site to try to bet on the pony, which I would have lost anyway, because I had the
man.
My wife did not appreciate this, by the way. We're in a family group chat, so have a little bit of fun. We put it out there. Here is the board with all the odds. Who do we like for the race? Right? You had Journalism, which was the odds-on favorite. I think at 3-1. I don't know what it went off at 5-1, maybe. American Promise up there. The horse that I selected for the Preakness in honor of my wife called Reserve Judgment.
There you go.
That's a great name right
there.
Yeah.
That's a great
name. How do you choose the horse who's going to win? Like what?
Just gut feeling, baby. Gut feeling.
No. They all have races leading up to this.
So
it's not like you're rolling them out. They're 3-year-olds that have been running leading up to the race. So you're looking at how do they fare on mud tracks versus regular tracks. They've all been, I don't know what their records are going into it. So you have a pretty good idea.
There's a scouting report, basically.
Yeah, there's a scouting report, right? This one does well, does not do well. The one thing that one of the, I think it was Jerry Bailey, who does the pregame, former jockey. And I love the jockeys, by the way. Suave, you can never be a jockey.
I don't know.
J-Lo, you can never be a jockey. Let's get a tail of the tape on the jockeys. They're all like 5'3", 82 pounds.
Yeah,
I noticed that.
Everyone.
Yes.
They're going to be small. And maybe 2 Americans in the whole thing.
Yeah.
Out of 19 of them, I think there are only 2 Americans in the whole thing. No doubt about it. And the goggles, they had the comment about the goggles. They would wear 6 pairs of goggles because of the mud. They literally are whipping the goggles off of them or they're pulling them up. Seriously, as they're racing.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Just flipping through them. They ain't got windshield wipers on these babies, right? So you got to get the goggles to just whip through them.
It's a great invention idea.
At the same time, they got to, I guess, make the horse go fast,
Well, they got to spank them.
Yeah.
They're spanking them. I'm not going to say the other word.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't want to get in trouble.
Yes.
But they are spanking them. And, they have records going into it, how they fare. But Jerry Bailey brought it up. A lot of these races, especially on the West Coast, you're in races with 6 or 7 horses, not 19. It gets a little crowded. Are you getting to the inside? Crowded. You're getting to the outside. There's a lot of traffic you got to get through.
It's incredible. It really. I like you. I know nothing about. I could not know less about horse racing, but it's a cool, unique event. Just once a year, you watch it. It's the fastest 2 minutes in sports, and it's enjoyable to watch. It's so crowded, like you said. It's real interesting.
So it's every 2 weeks, right? So the Preakness is in 2 weeks from now, and then the Belmont. I believe it is. It's not next weekend.
I don't know.
I don't believe. I got to check it out again. But I like I said, I'm not an aficionado when it comes to
a lot
horse
more
racing.
than I do.
Yeah, you know a lot more.
But I appreciate it. Look, anything I could bet on to make money, I will appreciate.
May 17th.
May 17th. Yeah. So you got a couple of weeks before the Preakness in Baltimore. You still got time, J-Lo.
$140+.
J-Lo, why don't you try to see again? Is that all you're thinking about?
No, I was just
it's
looking.
the experience.
No, that's the first thing that comes up when I search it.
Why don't you try to get credentialed?
That's what, May 17th?
Yeah, you could do it. Pull it off. It's a Saturday. It's a day trip.
And where is this going to be at?
It's in Baltimore.
Baltimore.
It's in Baltimore.
Yeah, it's about 5-6 hours. Right?
Yeah, not a problem. Go on up, take in the ponies, come on back. A little bit of content for you. Build your brand. Now all of a sudden you're covering horse racing. You're covering hockey.
Cool.
You're covering baseball. You're covering basketball. You could be covering wrestling. We haven't gotten there yet. A little bit of lacrosse. Look, you are a jack of all trades.
That's what you said. The first thing you told me this morning. Jack of all trades.
You are a jack of all trades. You are a master of none. That is what you are. All right, 7:43 on the program. Straight ahead, we will update our poll question of the day. And also on the rundown, I want to get into this. We did not get into it on Friday. I do not know which one of you put this on the rundown. The criteria for a sports fan.
I put it.
You put it on there.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to
Determine
tackle this.
if any of us are real sports fans of our real teams.
So J-Lo has a criteria that
I
helps
found
you
online.
establish if you are a real sports fan. We will discuss coming up on the other side. It's the morning drive.
Fox Sports 1310 traffic.
This traffic update is brought to you by Rapid Radios. The right lane is blocked due to an accident on 664 northbound, causing heavy traffic between Dock Landing Road and College Drive. Heading south on 664, we're seeing some heavy traffic between 64 and Powhatan Parkway. Slow-moving traffic on 64, both east and westbound, crossing Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel, as well as some delays heading east on 64 between Northampton Boulevard and 264. I'm Elena Begso on Fox Sports 1310.
Did you know that the minimum limits in Virginia are $30,000? $30,000 is a lot of money on an individual basis, but if you're involved in a personal injury matter, that's not enough. Here at Williams-Deloitte, we're happy to provide a consultation on the amount of coverage you have in your vehicle. It can be confusing. Not many people understand it. You know you need to have it, but do you have enough? Give us a call today at 757-547-5555 so we can help you prepare in the case of an automobile accident or any other personal injury matter that you or your family may find yourself in.
For any athlete, making it to the top sometimes comes with a few steps back. That's why there's CHKD Sports Medicine. Advanced diagnostics, treatment, and rehabilitation for sports injuries, just for young athletes like yours.
What's up at DQ? Oh, just the best deal ever. The $7 bacon cheeseburger meal deal. Bacon cheeseburger, fries, drink, and a sundae. No time to be modest. It's all full size for just $7. Right now at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
As a banker at Town Bank, we believe that people bank with people, not with banks. You're looking for an actual personal relationship. And that's what you get at our bank. You get that person that gets to know you, gets to know your business, is there for you. I think that is what motivates us, what drives us. And the idea that we are trying to serve others and enrich lives, I think is very true.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
After more than 50 years of innovation, AstroTurf still leads the way. The inventor of artificial turf does it all, right here in the USA. We engineer, test,
manufacture, and install the world's most innovative fibers and turf technologies. With over 30,000 tracks and fields worldwide. AstroTurf, powered by Sport Group.
The new home for the Hampton Roads sports fan. It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D, along with Suave and J-Lo, on Fox Sports 1310 and live on Cova Sports TV.
All right, hey, welcome back. 7:48 on the program. I want to get to J-Lo's topic here in a second. However, one thing I did bring up, Suave. How uncomfortable did J-Lo make David Sampson this morning?
Yeah,
on his introduction?
I was seeing what he said in the green room. Like, does he make made a face or anything? Like, did he just make a smirk or anything?
You can't have a guest. You cannot introduce a guest who is a friend of the program, who you really don't know well at all, and start sitting there waxing about how handsome he is. Like, you don't have that level of a relationship with him.
I was trying to compliment the suit he's wearing. He had a nice suit on.
But he did have a suit on. He had a sport coat on with a button down. He did not have a suit on, number one.
Close enough.
You're talking about his hair. You're talking about how good looking he is. I mean, that's a little weird.
I agree. That's what happens when I try and ad lib. That's on me.
That was a little strange. I'm not going to lie. It was a little strange.
Well, I was going to say you've said much worse stuff, but it wasn't with guests.
No. Not to a guest who I don't really know that well. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it's on me.
On to the
that's 100% on you. Absolutely. The most truthful thing you have said on this radio show. You just said it. It is 100% on you, but that's okay.
Exactly.
Hopefully David will come back up.
It's good stuff.
He'll hit me up offline.
He seemed to enjoy it.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know. I think he put on a good face. He's probably like, why is this dude calling me handsome? What's going on?
Maybe we need to tune into Nothing Personal, see what he has to say.
Yeah, I don't. I think he's moving on. He is a true professional. He's going to be moving on. All right, J-Lo, what is this topic that you've got here?
Yeah, no. So this is something I saw online, a video I was watching about from these New York sports. These are New Yorkers, and they were trying to consider, are you real sports fans of your team? And it starts with each level of criteria. It starts out with the easy one. Do you even follow your team when they're losing?
Okay, hold on a second. So you found this online.
Yes.
Social media.
Yep.
Do you qualify as a real sports fan? And here is the criteria. All right, are you going to do this to me?
I can do it to all of us.
You want to pose it to Suave and myself.
Okay.
And we're going to see if we're really sports fans. Okay. We know Suave's not. He's a fraud, but that's okay. We're going to go right to
don't worry. I need the same thing, too.
Okay. We're going to go right to this.
All right. So let's start with this. Do you follow your team even when they're losing, Johnny? So did you follow the Commanders, Washington football team, Redskins era, basically?
No, well, you're not asking me that question. You're asking Suave.
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yes, I did.
For Johnny, I guess you had all those years with the Knicks. You had some down years with the Bills.
Yes, absolutely. Every single year.
Absolutely.
Yankees, Knicks, Bills, you know.
All right. Question number 2. Do you own a jersey for a current player on your team, Suave?
Yes, I do.
You do? Terry McLaurin jersey. Yep. Don't you have a Dawson Knox, Johnny?
No, my son does.
Oh, your son
He's not
does.
a fan.
So I have graduated. I'm a grown-ass man who's married, so I do not choose to wear.
Players.
I've retired them. I framed them. Does that count? I've got a Jim Kelly. I've got a Josh Allen.
Oh, you haven't got okay.
I got a Von Miller. I got a Stephon Diggs.
Oh, you got plenty then.
Yeah, my son has got a lot of them. He's got a Dalton Kincaid. He's got a Dawson Knox. He's got a Josh Allen.
Man,
You
tight end love affair.
Stephon Diggs jersey.
No, my son did.
Oh,
unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah, but you have a Josh Allen that counts absolutely.
Yeah. So, but I do not. I do not wear jerseys anymore. So.
Yeah, we've established that. Okay. We've established that. Would you skip a social event or cancel plans to watch a game, Suave?
Wow. We know the answer on this.
Actually,
this came up during the season.
Yeah.
A couple times.
Yeah.
So you better be truthful.
I did a little bit of both. I did cancel to go watch a game, and I did cancel an event to go. Cancel a game to go do an event. So I did a bit of both.
Well, he called out of work to go down on vacation.
That is correct.
Yeah. That's what I said. And with my wife.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
It does not matter.
Yes, it does.
You
The
are
question
contractually
is,
obligated.
would you skip a social event or cancel plans to watch a game?
I have done both.
Okay.
All right.
So you?
Me? I am smart enough to schedule in advance to ensure.
You're looking 3 months in advance.
Exactly. To
As soon as the schedule
ensure.
comes out in a couple weeks, you're
I
gonna
do not
plan.
have a conflict.
Okay, bye weeks this
Not
week.
only that, I've got my significant other to the point where she does not even schedule anything, knowing that a Sunday afternoon is coming.
That's long-term work right there.
Right?
Long-term work right there.
Proactive. Being proactive.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
All right, this is where it gets a little tricky. Can you recite random stats of players from past and current seasons? Suave, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I can.
Go ahead.
You asking me?
I'm asking. Well, I'm asking Suave first. I want to know. I want to know the
Well,
stat.
I
he's
mean,
talking
you gotta ask him. Just you gotta get. He knows his random stats.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna question.
Go for it, Johnny.
Again, I probably could recite, but then again, I am a married man that I've got other things to do than to really be just fixated on a kicker stats from 7 years ago. Just saying.
Johnny D, you were married all your life, man. I'm pretty sure in 1992, if I told you, give me an Andre Reed or somebody, you could recite some type
I
of
probably could not. Look, they didn't have great passing stats. They were a good passing team, but not like today.
No.
So you're talking about Andre Reed or
Thurman
James
Thomas,
Lofton
yeah.
or Thurman Thomas. No, I couldn't. I could not rattle off for you the exact stats. No, I could not. I can't tell you how much Jim Kelly passed for
I don't think it's
with the
every
cake
stat.
on offense.
No,
But it's just random one. Like for me, the one that came to mind for me was thinking back to Bryce Harper's MVP season 2021, a batting average of 313. I think he hit 39 home runs that year. That's just something that always comes to my brain. The first stat I can think of.
Well, not all the stats I could recite, but I could recite some.
There you go.
I could recite some.
All right, the next one. Can you name the last 3 coaches of your favorite team? Suave, Washington coaches, the last 3?
So that's Ron Rivera.
Should be easy.
Dan Quinn, and before that was Jay Gruden.
What about before Jay Gruden? This is outside of the question, but you should.
Before Jay Gruden was
It's easy.
He's got some mind freeze right now.
Think about a family of coaches.
It wasn't Joe Gibbs. Family of coach. I got Joe Gibbs, Jim Zorn, Steve Spurrier.
The RG3 era.
Oh, Mike Shanahan.
Yeah, there you go. Johnny?
Yeah, everybody forgets about Mike Shanahan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're asking about the Yankees, we're asking about the Bills,
Let's do the
we're asking
Bills,
about the Knicks.
And let's do the Knicks after the Bills.
I mean, the Bills, you got Marv Levy who's there forever. You got a little Rex Ryan in there as well. You got a little Maroney that was in there as well. And then, of course, our boy who should be fired, Sean McDermott.
Shawnee McDermott.
After this season. And then, God help us, Aaron Boone is still with the Yankees. God, I miss Joe Torre. And our boy Girardi was in there as well.
Girardi
Was in there as well.
forever.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
there
right
you
now,
go.
all right.
There you go. All right, the final one. Suave, have you ever cried or been angry over a game?
Of course, I've been angry over a game. That's a no-brainer.
Have you ever cried?
Have you cried?
Have I ever cried? No.
I can assure you,
no.
I have.
No.
But you go.
Why
You go
are
ahead,
you
Johnny.
crying over a game?
Listen, there was a tear dropped when UVA lost that 16
There you
seed
go.
UMBC. Johnny, that was a rough time in my life. That might be the worst loss that is the worst loss I've ever experienced as a sports fan.
Don't take this. Look, you can take this any way you want. You are a loser.
I know.
The fact that you cried over a 16 beating a 1.
That was a rough time in my life.
How is that a rough time in your life? How old were you? That was what, 2019?
2018.
Were you 12?
Something like that.
That's rough. If that's the roughest thing going on in your life, you got a pretty damn good life.
As far as sports teams go, that'll be the roughest time as UVA basketball fan. No question about it.
Good Lord.
Go ahead.
No, I'd never cried.
You've been angry though.
Oh God, I'm angry every day. I mean,
Do you get extra credit for doing it?
Look, the Knicks are taking on the Celtics tonight. I'm already angry, and the game hasn't even tipped off yet. So that's besides.
Speaking of which, we're gonna get your preview here, the 8:45 segment.
That's
right?
coming up at 8:45 this morning.
So there's your criteria. It sounds like you both are real fans of your teams.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question about it.
It's an interesting criteria I saw online.
The whole wearing the jersey thing, though, is I'm not.
Well, you don't have to wear it. You just have to own it. Just own a current jersey.
I still think dudes that are over a certain age should not be wearing jerseys.
Can I ask you this? If you get your Buffalo Bills Super Bowl, you wearing a jersey?
No.
The next day?
No. I'm not
It's a
wearing
once in a
jersey.
lifetime potential.
I got a hoodie. That's good enough.
I don't know.
I got a hoodie and a hat.
Wow.
I don't know what's worse, him saying that or this lady that's an Eagles Nest said she refused to wear any offensive players of Ravens. She wears Justin Tucker, and that's
I
it.
know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's that going to fare this year when Justin Tucker's not the kicker?
Wow.
That's what I said to her, too.
Wow. All right, there you go. Hour 2 in the books. Coming up in hour number 3, we will read your texts on an Overreaction Monday via the Tell 'em Kellum talk and text line at 757-497-1310. That's 757-497-1310. The best of the weekend, the worst of the weekend. Do we have confirmation? Has the scroll returned? Is that coming up in the 8 o'clock
I have not
hour?
heard a response, but
All
I
right,
have.
we will
efforted
find
it.
out in the 8 o'clock hour. And also, I will preview round 2 of the NBA playoffs begin this evening. My New York Knickerbockers take it on the Boston Celtics. We'll get into it. It is a Monday edition. It's the Morning Drive.
Here's a quick weather update from the News 3 First Warning Storm Team.
Good morning. I'm meteorologist Miles Henderson. A mixture of partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies today with a chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms, mainly this afternoon to evening. High temperatures today in the upper 70s and on the humid side. For tomorrow, partly cloudy skies headed to the low 80s and not quite as humid. We'll stay in the low 80s for Wednesday. For News 3, I'm meteorologist Miles Henderson. Have a great day.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
What is more? Is it more reps, more strength, more stamina? We say it's all of that, but it's greater than just what's in the mirror. It's about improving your mental and physical health. More is a feeling of achievement, fulfillment, confidence. It's looking better, feeling better, being better, and it's our mission to get you there. Because here, you are more. One Life Fitness.
Portco is your local nonprofit organization dedicated to economic empowerment through employment for people with disabilities. We focus on abilities, not limitations, providing on-the-job vocational support. Find your pathway to employment. Contact us or learn more at portco.org.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
At Rush Soccer, our love of the game and the community we create doesn't stop when we leave the pitch or when the season ends. We are more than an individual player, team, club, or league. We are a truly global community of athletes, parents, coaches, professionals, and fans. We believe that youth sports and the pathway to a lifelong love of soccer have the power to form deep, meaningful connections that will fundamentally shape our players and those in our community. We believe that what we feel is the key to what we can achieve. Feel the pride. Feel the confidence. Feel the legacy. Feel the connection. Feel the trust. Feel the acceptance. Feel the purpose. Feel the difference. Feel the rush.
At
At Atomic Wings, we prioritize real chicken with fresh, all-natural, never-frozen ingredients, all packed with serious flavor. Order from over 15 awesome flavors at atomicwings.com.
Or visit goodfeed.com to book your appointment today.
You're listening to Fox Sports 1310, WGHAM Newport News, and WVSP-FM HD2 Yorktown. This is Fox Sports 1310. We are Fox Sports! This Fox Sports 1310 update is brought to you by
the Fox Sports 1310 app. Don't forget, you can take us anywhere you go with the Fox Sports 1310 app. Download us now via the Apple App Store or Google Play Store today. Good morning. It is 6 a.m. 8 a.m. It's time for the Power Hour, and this is your Fox Sports update. The Norfolk Admirals got the Game 2 victory against the Trois Rivières Lions yesterday, 4-3. Bryce Brodzinski had 2 points with a goal and an assist. The best-of-7 series will resume Thursday night at the Scope at 7:05. Tickets are on sale now at NorfolkAdmirals.com. As for the Tides, they won it against the Charlotte Knights 9-3 yesterday. Judd Fabian lifted the Tides with 2 home runs. The Tides split the series with the Knights 3-3 across last week. Sources are coming out that Washington, D.C. will be the host of the 2027 NFL Draft. An official announcement is expected later this morning from the White House. The draft is expected to be held on the National Mall where the monument stands. This news coming just a week after it was announced the Washington football franchise would be returning to D.C. at RFK by 2030. The Golden State Warriors put off the upset in Game 7 against the Rockets 103-89. The hero? Not Stephen Curry, but Buddy Hield. Hield had 33 points. The 7-seeded Warriors move on to meet against the 6-seeded Minnesota Timberwolves, Game 1 being tomorrow night. Early odds are out, and the Timberwolves are currently laying 6.5 points. It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D, powered by Coco Sports TV on Fox Sports 1310 AM, 100.9 FM, and always streaming live on YouTube at Coco Sports TV and live on the Fox Sports 1310 app. With Suave, myself, and Johnny D, it's time for the Power Hour, some NBA playoffs round 2 previews. It is the Morning Drive.
Broadcasting live from the OVM with Annie Mac Home Mortgage Studios. It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D. Powered by Cova Sports TV on Fox Sports 1310.
Here we go. Final hour of the program.
Yes, sir.
We like to call it the Power Hour. Morning Drive. Johnny D, Suave, J-Lo. Fox Sports 1310 AM. The Fox Sports 1310 app. Going to update our poll questions coming up here in a second. On the X at Drive Johnny D. On Instagram, The Morning Drive Johnny D. And as always, we're broadcasting live this morning on YouTube at Cova Sports TV. I do want to get to your overreaction Monday texts. Those are coming up here in a second. If you'd like to hit us up, do so via the Tell 'em Kellum talk and text line this morning at 757-497-1310. That's 757-497-1310. All right, coming up in about 20 minutes, the best we saw for the weekend, the worst we saw from the weekend. We'll get to that. I will preview round 2, which kicked off yesterday, by the way. Cleveland falling to Indiana, but Boston, New York coming up tonight. I will get to that right around 8:45 this morning. And before we get to the scroll of a Cowboy fan, Hank, I got some tickets to give away. So how about this? The third caller this morning to the hotline at 757-497-1310. If you are caller number 3, you will get a pair of tickets for the Norfolk Tides versus, is this correct? Hold on a second here. Who did this? Who gave me this? Is this you?
I gave it to you.
Okay.
Yes.
So you got the Norfolk Tides opening day 2025 versus Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
It's not opening day, but it's the Jacksonville Jumbo.
Okay, so then why give me a read that has that on there?
I missed it.
Yeah, you missed that. There we go. Tuesday, May 13th at Harbor Park. First pitch, 6:35. We've got a pair of tickets we are giving away. For the third person to dial it up right now, it's 757-497-1310. Tickets can be picked up at the station starting probably today, but coming up on Tuesday, May 13th.
Yes.
All right. So there you go.
There you go.
I'm not crazy, right?
No, you're not crazy, man.
I appreciate J-Lo looking out for yours truly. And I believe we've already got a winner.
Yes, I third.
Yep. Good work right there.
That's
all
how you
right.
do it.
Spectacular. Enjoy the Tides baseball game. There may be a special appearance by a couple of people.
Yeah.
At the beginning of that game.
That's correct.
All right. I'm told that both Suave and J-Lo are scheduled to throw out the first pitch.
That's correct.
We have a winner, J-Lo?
Yes, we do.
All right. Are you allowed to announce who the winner is?
I don't know, but I don't have a name yet.
Okay,
so.
that's great.
We don't have him taken care of yet. We're going to get to him.
I just can't get a name. Just very quickly get a name. Pick up the phone and get a name. I mean, you just were on the phone talking to somebody. Just get a name real quick. I mean, it's not that hard. You picked up the phone. Hello, you're a winner. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
He's not on the.
What's your name?
Kevin. His name's Kevin.
Kevin, where is Kevin calling from? Just making up, Virginia Beach. Congratulations, Kevin. You win a pair of tickets.
We never put these callers on the air. When they win the
I'm not
giveaway.
saying you put them on the air. You just get his info.
Yeah,
Kevin
I'm
from
gonna get his
Virginia
info
Beach.
in just a couple minutes
Hey,
here.
Kev, congratulations, man. You want a pair of tickets to go see those
Goodness
Norfolk
gracious.
Tides. Wow. All right, it's time. Just hit the open. Just hit it. I'm giving up hope. I'm throwing it away.
3, 2, 1. Time to open the scroll.
You just picked up the phone.
Yes, and I was trying to get.
Hey, it's Jack. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Congratulations. We're not trying to put him on the air.
I'm getting in details in just a minute.
All right, shut off the mic. We'll get the information. We got Hank is joining us this morning on a spectacular Monday morning. There he is.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is riding along. Please be safe while you're doing the scroll this morning and driving at the same time. Good morning, Hank.
What up, fellas?
What's up?
What's up?
To 49 and 50 today, going to PETA. Trying to get these neighborhood cats taken care of, man. So
Look at you.
More goodwill for the people.
More goodwill for the people. Brought to you by Hank. Hey, hold on a second. Can you also just get off the microphone? Shut off your mics there, Suave, so we can't hear J-Lo. That's all.
Yeah, I shut it off. It's good.
Okay, good. Sorry, Hank. Go ahead.
Nah, fact of the matter is, I actually just chased about a 3.5-foot black snake out of the road too, so he wouldn't get run over. Because
Look at you.
people ain't gonna stop for him. So I got
Not at
out
all.
and chased him off the road. So.
Not at all. Look at you doing good deeds as we speak.
Well, when you're out here in the western part of the 757, you're gonna bump into some wildlife. So I try to take care of it, make sure that they live a long life too. So yeah. You got to do things for people or animals that can't do things for you. That's
I hear you. So what is on the scroll on this glorious Monday there, Hanker?
Well, actually, watching the game yesterday, you said I hadn't brought it up. It was kind of a blowout. I actually felt sorry for the Brazilian team because these girls. Look, the Fever's a different team this year. They got a lot of really good players, contrary to what they had last year. So I watched. I'm doing some stuff. So I watched about 3/4 of the game, and that's 3/4 more than I've watched of any NBA game this season. So that'll give you an idea where I'm at. I don't know. For some reason, the NBA turns me off.
Okay.
I'm just not a fan of the sport. I think it's all the jacked up threes and stuff that they shoot. I think that's got a lot to do with it. And this is what I was looking for. My pad. I grabbed a wrong notepad on the way out the door.
I mean, are we interrupting you? You want to give us a call back? I mean, what are we doing here?
No, this notepad was for y'all. I grabbed the wrong notepad on the way out the door.
I got you.
So,
okay.
Did y'all know? I found this amazing. Todd Gurley hasn't played in the NFL since 2020.
Okay.
And he's still got the third most rushing touchdowns in the league since 2015. Behind, can you guess? Derrick Henry and Zeke Elliott.
How about
are
that?
the top two.
That tells you about the running game in the NFL over the last couple of years.
Yeah, it does. It just shows the stats and stuff that everybody's putting up are kind of fraudulent. I've always said, nowadays it's made up so you can't touch a quarterback. I mean, if you hit him, at all now. I mean, it's not. Usually you could get 1.5 steps and you can still pop them. Now you can't even touch them. You got a defenseless receiver rule. You can't even. You almost got to let him catch the ball and take 2 steps before you can even hit him, especially over the middle. I mean, over the middle is a joke nowadays. In fact, that's what Michael Irvin kind of made his name on is that he would go over the middle and take the hits anyway. I think maybe it shortened his career. We all remember him laying on the field in Philadelphia. But the man was a stud simply because he would go over the middle. Johnny, you're going to be interested in this. 4th on that list, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, as far as rushing?
Yeah, rushing.
Yeah, not a surprise. Where's Lamar Jackson on that list? Lamar Jackson's got to be on there somewhere. I didn't really go that far.
I figured Jalen Hurts would also be up in there somewhere. So it's just the game is totally different. And so the stats and stuff are really skewed. And that's kind of the reason why, I mean, they talk about now, well, this quarterback's better than that quarterback. And the rules are so totally different, man. So I don't know. To me, it's hard to compare eras. It's almost like trying to compare the Jordan era to now. The game's different. I wish they would go back to the way the Jordan game was played. I wish you could touch the hand check and do all that stuff. I don't. That's probably why I don't like the game.
I will say this. I think you see a little bit more of that in the playoffs. I think the officiating has allowed them to play a little bit more, and the broadcasters like it, and the fans like it. They like seeing a little bit more physicality. Sure.
The essence of basketball. That's why.
The essence of hoops.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And again, that's why I keep saying that 36-footer that my girl Caitlin threw up last night, I think that's where the three-point line should begin. You should really have to be able to shoot.
That's a little bit absurd. 36 feet out is a little bit absurd.
Johnny, guys like Giannis, guys like Wemby, you trying to tell me it wouldn't be better if you feed in the post like they used to do Kareem? That you wouldn't be more efficient with those guys down low?
You're preaching to the choir, man. I am. Okay. I enjoy watching the game today. I like the way the game is played today. I do like a little bit of physicality. I'm not a back to the basket, let's throw it into the post. Are you going to double? Are you not going to double? I'm not a fan of that. I'm just not. I enjoy the up and down and the pace and the three-pointers.
Well, I don't think you could change the pace. I think you could still get out on the break and get some threes. But these guys will give up an open layup to kick out for a three. That's just crazy to me. The best thing I saw this weekend, isn't it great when you can get revenge on a team that used to employ you? Mika Rantanen of the Dallas Stars. This weekend, they were down 2-0 in the game to the Colorado Avalanche. Dude had 3 goals and an assist to bring him back from behind against his old team, man. That's just, y'all talking about the best thing I saw all weekend. That was the best thing I saw all weekend, man. Again, hockey. Playoff hockey is a different breed of cat. Kind of like the NBA. It's both different. I guess I'm just more, it's just more intensity in hockey because there's less scoring. So it makes those type of things kind of more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's more stressful. You got to get it done now.
You're also allowed to touch people.
Right. Although they don't fight.
Jeez, J-Lo.
Well, in the NBA, you touch somebody, it's a technical foul.
It is.
It's not a technical. We just talked about out of the NBA, the physicality in the playoffs is enjoyable to watch.
It's much better in the playoffs than the regular season.
So my question for you guys, because I thought this was actually kind of interesting. If you're at a hockey game, let's say, I don't know, J-Lo, maybe you're a Flyers fan. I don't know. You like Philly sports. So
yeah,
I think you're a Flyers fan. And one of your players has a hat trick. Are you bringing a hat to fling on the court, or are you going to fling the one that you're wearing?
Yeah. So I've actually thought about this before. I've been to one National Hockey League game in my life. It was a lot of fun. I did not wear a hat. I've thought about it though. Why not just buy a cheap $5 hat just in case? Because I don't want to toss this hat on the ice. This is a nice hat, obviously $55.
You're not tossing your $55 hat. That's not happening.
But why not go out of my way, get a $5 hat just in case? It's rare, but just in case you get a hat trick, just to absolutely launch it onto the ice.
You were exactly who I was thinking of when I thought about that. I'm like, can you imagine J-Lo wearing his UVA $55 hat to a hockey game?
That's not happening.
Admirals game.
That's not happening.
Not happening at all.
Speaking of that, are there $5 hats at the Admirals game? Because if so, I get one of them, but I ain't never seen a $5 hat.
I don't think there's any $5 hat. I'm saying I just have to go to the outlet store somewhere and just find a hat with nothing, just a plain black hat or something like that.
I mean, at least you could get get a little something better. Maybe, hey, Tractor Supply's got $5 hats, man. You get a Tractor Supply hat and fling that out there, man. So,
That'll be perfect, J-Lo. So let me ask you this, J-Lo. What happens if you're the only guy in the section that has not tossed his cap onto the ice, and you start getting the side eye to where people are threatening physical harm if you do not take the cap off of your head and throw it onto the ice?
It's staying on. You're talking about this hat?
I'm talking about the $55 hat.
Yeah, it's staying on.
I don't think so. I think you would cave in a heartbeat. You would cave to the peer pressure around you and toss the cap. That's what I think.
No.
So-
Another thing that I saw this weekend, it's on kind of the kind of side eye. We talking about side eye. Apparently, Magic Johnson and Janet Jackson had a love child. Did y'all hear about this?
I'm not talking about this. I'm not getting into this.
That's not a negative thing. That's just a fact, man. It's just
Really?
I thought it was kind of funny, man. You know.
A love child, huh?
Yeah, Magic Johnson and Janet Jackson. Talking about a power couple. I wonder what that kid would have been good at, man.
I don't know. I mean, have we confirmed the love child?
Yeah, it seems to be confirmed. From the sources I went through, yeah, it seems like it happened.
The sources you went through.
Before y'all kick me out of here, something happened over the weekend that hadn't happened since the sport apparently became an NCAA championship level sport. TCU won the beach volleyball in the NCAA. It's the first time it's ever happened other than USC and UCLA. It's the first team outside of those two that's won a beach volleyball championship. To me, that's amazing. The same two programs have won that sport, but I mean, think about it. Who plays more beach volleyball than people in California?
I'll tell you what, I actually witnessed this while at the gym. They were taking on Loyola Marymount, I believe it was, over the weekend. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. What on?
Paul Westhead, Loyola. Bo Kimball, Hank Gathers, may God rest his soul. We don't have many Hanks in this world, and man, when that dude went down, it hit me hard. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I was a huge Loyola Marymount fan, so yeah, the fact that you even bring them up is crazy to me. So look, I don't know, man. What else we got? What's going on with you guys, man? What y'all do this weekend? What happened? Where we at?
What did we do this weekend? Let's see. I did a little bit of power washing again over the weekend.
Oh, man.
I took care of that. I got a lot of chores done over the weekend, cut the grass over the weekend, saw the family over the weekend.
Can I get your thoughts on something really quick? Or maybe I should save this for what's your take, but just really quick. My dad bought a new lawnmower last week.
Sure.
Electric lawnmower.
I got one.
Really?
Spectacular.
You like it?
Spectacular.
I haven't
changed
used it
my
yet.
life.
That's great. I
Changed my
couldn't
life.
even believe it existed.
Absolutely, it has.
That was pretty cool to see.
It's one of the best things ever invented.
Really?
Not only do I have the mower, I've got the blower and the trimmer. I got the whole family.
We got electric for those. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the
I got
entire
battery
family.
powered, and those batteries run out, man, in no time. Got to have two batteries because
you got to have one charging at all times.
Half a yard.
I'm telling you,
know.
it's they work great. They're nice and quiet. In fact,
yeah, they're real quiet.
I got up Saturday. I think it was about 7 a.m. and I cut the grass.
Yeah, my dad was cutting it real early. I'm like, he was cutting the grass out there. Like, you can't even hear
First
it.
off, hey Hank, we got to let you go. We got to go
8
to the
o'clock.
break.
Quick couple of questions. What time is the Big Brother thing Friday? Because I want to be there early. And have we made a decision on my Thursday arrival? What time I'm gonna be there?
Well, we'll hit you up offline. I gotta check both of those out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll get with you offline about Thursday and Friday. I do not know Friday.
Yeah,
it's at Rivers Casino.
Yeah,
I know that. Okay, Hank.
Peace.
Good work as always.
Peace. Thanks,
Here's my question for you, J-Lo. Why are you allowing your father to cut the grass?
Well, first of all, I didn't even know he was cutting it the other day.
Shouldn't you just kind of volunteer yourself? Do you pay rent in your house?
I don't.
Okay,
no.
Exactly. That's my point.
Well, I haven't cut the grass in quite a while,
Now,
actually.
unless
I
your dad finds it therapeutic, which some dads do.
Some people do, because my grandfather finds it very therapeutic, but I don't let him cut the grass typically at my grandparents' house. When I'm over there and it's long, I'll typically always cut it. I don't know. Ever since we moved into our new house, I just haven't cut the grass. I used to cut it all the time at the old house. Like every week I would cut it.
Does your dad not trust you? Do you half-ass it? Is that the problem?
No, I don't know. I just haven't done it.
Okay, why don't you, after the show today, why don't you reach out and say, hey, look, I got to earn my keep around here. I got to cut the grass. I got to take the garbage out. I got to cut the grass. I just want to know if he doesn't trust you to where he turns around and says, no, thanks, I'll do it. That's it.
Because
I don't trust my kid. If my kid was living at home, I don't trust him to cut the grass.
Why not?
Because he would not do a good job.
It's kind of hard to mess up cutting the grass.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Really?
You'd be surprised.
What do you
man.
mean? Just missing
talking about the
spots?
edging? Yes, I'm talking about the edging.
I've never done the trimming and edging.
You got to trim it. You got to edge it.
I've
You
only
got to
ever done
blow
the
it.
actual.
Do you keep the bag on or off? This is a big conversation point in my household. I was told that the mulchings, right, that you want to have them back into the grass. That helps. Others say to bag it.
We've never bagged. Never.
That's what I mean.
That's funny.
These are conversations that go on in my household. I'm just curious. So why don't you tell your pops, hey, look, I'm going to earn my keep around here. Look, I know I'm a sponge. I add nothing to this family whatsoever. How about I cut the grass? Right? I think we can pull that off.
I can do that.
Okay, that'll be nice of you. 8:23 coming up. Best thing we saw for the weekend. The worst thing we saw for the weekend. Straight ahead. It's a Monday edition. It's the morning drive.
Fox Sports 1310 traffic.
This traffic update is brought to you by Rapid Radios. Expect heavy traffic on 64, both east and westbound, crossing Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel. Also heading east on 64, an accident's causing some delays between Northampton Boulevard and 264. Beware of a motorist.
For any athlete, making it to the top sometimes comes with a few steps back. That's why parents count on CHKD Sports Medicine, advanced diagnostics, treatment, and rehabilitation for sports injuries, just for young athletes like yours. With convenient locations across Hampton Roads and a whole team of experts here to keep your favorite player at the top of their game. CHKD Sports Medicine. Learn more at chkd.org or call the CHKD Sports Injury Hotline.
Kova Painting. We don't just paint, we transform spaces. Visit kovapainting.com or call 757-550-7357 and mention the Sportsplex for 10% off of projects over $1,000.
What's up at DQ? Oh, just the best deal ever! The $7 bacon cheeseburger meal deal. Bacon cheeseburger for a limited time, plus fries, drink, and a sundae. Yeah, this is not the time to be modest. It's all full size for just $7. And there's bacon on that burger. The $7 bacon cheeseburger meal deal. Now for a limited time on the $7 meal deal lineup. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
What does happiness mean to you?
Being in the ocean with you, watching you catch super fun waves.
In Virginia Beach, happiness is breaking barriers and savoring the sunshine.
I couldn't pick a better place or a better person to be with. This is what makes me happy.
Happiness is going all out.
And taking it all in.
Here, happiness is whatever you make it. Find yours in Virginia Beach.
I grew up here. I know this town. I know the people here. More important, they know me. As a banker at Town Bank, we become part of the communities we serve. The people who bank with us, our members, know us. When you bank with Town Bank, you'll know your banker. You'll know you can reach us, and you'll know we're here for you.
James Catato tells us tonight there's a new team making new noise in the USL2 scene on the other side of the water.
Something special is brewing inside the walls of the Virginia Beach Sportsplex.
We're not here for moral victories. When we're on our day, we're a legit team.
See the stars of the future in pre-professional action at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. This combined season ticket special is for men's and women's. That's 15 games for just $100 for adults and $80 for youth. VBU has a brand new women's team that competes in the W League. Soccer fans, it's time to rally behind Virginia Beach United. Tickets are on sale now. Visit vbunited.com. Don't miss out on Virginia Beach United.
Years is enough. You're 40 years old. How long do you want to play? You want to keep losing?
You want to get to the point where you're not even making the playoffs? Is that the end game?
With Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington. Weeknights at 7 on Fox Sports 1310. He's live and he's local. It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D on Fox Sports 1310.
Yeah, great to be with you on a Monday edition of the program. 827 in Hampton Roads, 68 degrees. It's an overreaction Monday. Hit us up via the Tell 'em Kellum Talk and text line at 757-497-1310. I got a couple of text messages that I do want to read.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Then I want to get to the best thing we saw this weekend, the worst thing we saw this weekend. Very quickly, the 757 chimes in. Can we finally admit Steph should go down as the real GOAT versus LeBron? I think I reserve judgment on that one.
Yeah, I reserve.
Let's see what Steph ends up. Although I will say, I think Steph deserves to be on a lot more top tens than he is.
I agree. He's underappreciated.
I agree with that.
You got to ask who you're going to take off then.
Well, I mean, we'll get into that
Exactly,
conversation.
That's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother week.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I think Steph should be up there. What has he got? 4 titles?
4 titles. Yeah, Ty LeBron.
I mean, come on. The 804, why all the NBA playoff talk, postseason NHL playoffs are so much better than the NBA, not even close, you clown. Is he talking about me? I guess he's talking about me. I think he's talking about me.
Being better, I don't know.
Yeah, he's talking about me. I agree with that. Look, the NHL is you have your niche audience. You've got your diehards.
Yep.
I will say the NHL playoffs, they just seem like they care a little bit more
They do.
than the NBA.
Yeah.
It's,
Okay.
man, the fight in those guys are unbelievable.
The 757 round 2, Steph will take out Ant-Man, book it.
Nope.
Wow.
Nope.
I don't know.
Nope.
I could see it.
Okay.
We can see it, but it ain't going to happen.
Okay. Is that your hot take?
That's my hot take. I told
That is
you.
your hot take?
All right, like I said.
Are you willing to put money behind that hot take? Are you willing to open up that ESPN Bet app you got and look at T-Wolves to win the series? What are the odds? They should be the
It
favorite.
should be the favorite.
6.5 for game 1. I don't know what it is for the whole series.
Okay, we're going to check that out for
Yeah.
the entire series. You call it sweep?
No, not sweet.
Okay, what do you call it?
5.
Oh, the 5?
Yep.
5. Okay.
Yep.
757. Let me see here. Oops. My God, I lost my spot here a second. My apologies. Okay. 434 chimes in. Good work out of J-Lo making David Sampson feel uncomfortable this morning.
Yeah.
That is true.
That's
I mean, that is true.
My apologies to Dave out there.
This might be the first time in the history of this program that I will have to text a guest to apologize for how J-Lo made him feel, which was truly uncomfortable in a manly sort of way.
Yeah.
The 804 Princess Leia was not hot. We were talking about May the 4th be with you in a Revenge of the, what is it? The Sith? The Sith?
Sith.
The Sith?
Sith,
whatever it is.
with
Princess Leia, not hot. Okay. The 7.5. So that dude, Hank, looks like the day after Cinco de Mayo every day. Probably trolls Princess Leia. Maybe. Yeah, today is Happy Cinco de Mayo if you do celebrate those. Yeah, Hank looks like the day after Cinco de Mayo. That's spectacular. The 804. Cinco de Mayo, another example of amateur hour. What are we doing here? Yeah, I'm not a fan. Look, it's another day to me. I'm not going out looking for happy hour specials for Cinco de Mayo. The 757. What's that?
They're going to be busy today.
They are going to be busy. 757 Star Wars stinks. Just somebody chimes in.
Yeah.
And the 434. Overreaction on a Monday. Commanders are primed to knock off Eagles after this offseason they've had.
I hope so. I surely hope so. We'll get more into that later, of course.
Not buying that.
I mean,
but that's okay.
We'll see because like I said, they did lose a couple major pieces on defense, so we're going to see how this is going to happen.
They really did. I mean, Philadelphia, they didn't make the big splash.
No.
But did they really have to?
But I was going to say, I feel like they just know what they're doing, though.
They do.
Which, by the way, did you see the video that came out over the weekend of Howie Roseman calling Adam Peters, trying to move up a couple spots in the draft.
No, I did not.
It was pretty funny. I'll have to share it to the X when I find
spectacular.
it. They did a whole like behind the scenes thing for the Eagles war room apparently. So I'll have to repost it when I find it.
Spectacular. All right, best thing we saw from the weekend, the worst thing we saw for the weekend. Let's start with Suave this morning. Suave, the best thing, the worst thing we saw from the weekend.
Let's go ahead and start with the worst thing because our man David Sampson, this distinguished gentleman said it too, because he's gonna speak about it on his show. James Harden. I think it's time to say James Harden is not the person you need to be your leader on a basketball team. Season-wise, he's decent, but when it comes to closing out, he's nowhere to be found. He's the greatest magician on closeout games in the NBA. So bad that in 3 years, he has missed out on press conferences. So every time he loses, they come and want to talk to the players. For 3 years straight, he has decided to not talk to the press. And of course, the press has gone crazy saying like, no, you were there when you win. Why not you there when you lose? So for 3 years, he said he's not talking to the press. He left the arena.
Is he considered, though, the leader of that team? Isn't Kawhi the guy? Kawhi is still the guy, right? Kawhi has won the title, 2 titles.
Yeah, 2 titles.
So, Harden, I don't understand these professional athletes. Just get it over with. just sit in there, take accountability. After about 10 minutes, get it over with and then move on.
No.
Right? Because when you don't do it, then you got guys like Suave calling you out on a Monday.
And David Sampson, too.
Yeah.
Because he said he's going to talk about it. But this is what the problem is. Like you said, accountability. Some players don't want to talk accountability.
Yeah.
That's why I love a Giannis press conference, because when they ask him, he tells it all. He tells like this didn't happen, and we're going to get better next year, even though he's not going to be there at the Bucks next year. Probably go to the Knicks or something like that. But Johnny, you'll love to have
Johnny had
Giannis
a big smirk on his face.
Exactly.
Giannis?
He had a big smirk on his face.
Yes, you do.
Giannis.
Okay, Johnny, before we move on, Giannis or Zion?
Well, who am I giving up?
You're not giving up that free agents.
No. You're going to have to give up somebody.
Who? Well, they ain't gonna be
You got to clear space somehow. Am I giving up any of Mikal Bridges?
Yeah.
Am I giving up Mikal Bridges? I don't mind giving up Mikal Bridges. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Giannis at all. Let me get back to you on that.
All right.
Okay, move on.
Now, sticking with the NBA, and you talked about it earlier with the Kentucky Derby. They did a little cross promotion because we know later on NBA is going to be on NBC this fall, on Peacock. So I have to play this, y'all. This is one of the...
We're going John Tesh? We're going to go John Tesh? Okay.
Yes. So if you're listening to our broadcast, you're going to hear the music. So, but if you're on our Coco Sports TV on YouTube, you'll see the video that NBC made. And I'm not going to lie, this was so beautiful. And it made me even pump, even though it's NBA. But let's take a look into the promo they did for NBA on NBC. Take a listen to this. So right now,
yeah, so they're doing a lot of cross promotion right now.
Yes, from Law and Order. That's Cody Rhodes from WWE.
Yeah, well, what is he doing on there?
It's cross promotion. Wrestling is king, man.
Yeah, but is wrestling on NBC?
It's on Peacock.
It's on Peacock.
Yeah.
Okay. I got it.
Yeah.
Then you got the Minions, the little Minions. You got little Saturday Night Live. Tarico and the Sunday Night Football, little Today Show. Some Housewives thing I don't understand. Right? So John Tesh. Oh, wow. Somebody in a skimpy bathing suit. Not sure who that is. Michael Bublé.
Yes.
Can't go wrong with a little
And
Michael Bublé. Yeah, it is beautiful.
I'm telling you.
John Tesh looks scary, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah, I agree.
Scary looking dude right there.
I agree.
Man,
yeah, Round Ball Rock.
Round Ball Rock.
The
and
return.
Of course, everyone X is saying, if I'm not seeing New York Knicks and Patrick Ewing versus Michael Jordan and the Bulls, it doesn't. I need to see that as an intro. And I'm just saying, I saw that it did bring back to 90s basketball, and it was just beautiful. So I cannot wait. I hope NBA do justice for this. I hope they hope the intros, starting lineup, because they want to do the starting lineups. For one time, Chicago, please click this J-Lo. Bulls. If you play on Peacock or NBC, do the running of the Bulls one time, just one time for old Bulls fans. That was the thing that set us up to ready to see Jordan, Pippen, Horace Grant, or Dennis Rodman to take on The catcher you in
Let
John
it go,
Starks.
bro.
I mean, that was
Let it go. Cut the cord,
that
man.
was 90s right there.
Cut the cord.
Woo, I loved it. But go
I
ahead,
mean,
J-Lo.
those days are gone.
Long
No,
time.
it's
Move
not.
on.
No,
All
that's
right.
still good.
My best from the weekend, we kind of talked about it earlier. We'll re-rack it now. Talking about Scotty Scheffler. He ties the record at his hometown CJ Cup. Byron Nelson. He finished with 253 was his overall score. He closed out the round with 63, 31 under par. Unbelievable. And what did we say? The second place was what?
Dumb.
Nine strokes behind.
Yeah,
Like,
as a casual golfer, I will never experience 31 under.
Nope.
Never.
I want to
In my
experience
life.
under.
No. In my life.
Yeah.
Never.
So that was my best. That was just unbelievable. His round was just, and it was in his hometown too. His whole family was there. He had his baby there. It was awesome. My worst from the weekend. We didn't really get to talk about it earlier today. Y'all were asking me how my umpiring went Friday night. There was one thing I wanted to touch on. So as you guys know, I was doing a coach pitch game, which you know how that works, Johnny. The coach is pitching to his kids. So it was the Diamondbacks playing, and their coach. You talk about the guy with the towel around his neck at the PIT.
Mm-hmm.
The equivalent had the Diamondbacks jersey on, the baseball pants on.
Oh, see, I got a little bit of an issue with that.
And had the pants up high, had the long socks on,
Oh,
the long
what are we doing?
Diamondback red socks.
What are we doing?
And what I'm telling you,
It's coach pitch. What are we doing?
he went up to the mound, Johnny. He went up to the mound like he was a big league.
We're
He
going high
walked up,
socks.
He was looking up, pounding his chest, walking up to the mound.
Stirrups.
He didn't have the stirrups,
No,
unfortunately.
just high socks.
Stirrups are phenomenal, by the way. I love stirrups. But walking up to the mound, pounding his chest, takes a big deep breath, takes the warm-up pitches so seriously. After the inning, walks back to the dugout. He sits there like a big league pitcher when they don't want to be bothered.
Yeah.
And he's the head coach of this team.
Is he just warming up the throwing arm? He's got the jacket just on the one arm.
The arm circles.
Ice in the shoulder.
Yeah. And might I add, their team did lose. So that go ahead. You wanted to add on to that, Johnny?
I just remember back in the day when my son played and I would coach. I was the pitching coach. I was the epitome of the perfect parent pitching coach. You know what I was? I would sit on the bucket with a can of Diet Pepsi and a chocolate chip cookie. Literally called
There you
pitches. That's it.
There you go. Hey, that's life right there.
Right. That's just that.
That's awesome.
And I stopped throwing because I would get parents that would be like, you know, my son likes it, a little bit on the outside. Look, I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
From
like that.
50 or wherever you're throwing it from. If I'm on the bump, it's a little bit different. But when I'm not on the bump, this is what you get. I'm not trying to find your son's sweet spot. I'm just trying to get it over the
Like
plate.
I said, I mean, that coach really did a great job on the pitching mound because quite literally he struck out a lot of his players. So
the coach is the winner.
The coach is the winner, but his team is not.
All right, best and worst of the weekend. A lot of good stuff over the weekend. NBC not only doing the cross promoting for the NBA, but did you notice they started cross promoting for the Winter Olympics? And they got a Sebastian Maniscalco and Ray Romano doing the previews, which I'm hoping when the time comes, they involve them like they did Snoop Dogg for the Olympics coming up in Milan. That's going to be pretty cool. The Dome officially opened up this weekend in Virginia Beach. I heard it's spectacular, man. I heard it is a great venue. They got 30 plus acts that are coming this summer. So I heard it was just spectacular stuff. I'm just going to go straight to my worst. Phil Simms. That apparently Abdul Carter requested Lawrence Taylor's number 56. He said, go take a hike. And then Phil Simms, apparently number 11, which Carter wore at Penn State.
Yeah.
Phil Simms agreed to it. Said, I think it would be an honor. I didn't realize Phil Simms, number 11, was retired.
Me neither.
That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
You win the Super Bowl, I get it. Well, apparently then all of a sudden Phil Simms came back and said, that's not going to happen. My family vetoed the idea of bringing number 11 out of retirement for Giants rookie Abdul Carter. Last time I checked, like Phil Simms is with it. Like all his mental capacity is there. You're allowing your family to outvote you? Isn't it your decision at the end of the day? Not the It's Chris Simms sitting there going, Pops, I don't think it's a good idea. It's still a retired, you're still up in the rafters of MetLife or wherever it is.
Yeah.
All right. It's still going to be honored. But you can't put it out there that you're cool with it And then, oh, by the way, my wife and kids, they outvoted me.
So say it was a personal decision. Would you have a problem with it?
Well, he should have never come out.
He said
I know.
But don't come out and say, I'm cool with it. Everything is good. And then 2 days later, you go, the family, we voted on it. Why is the family voting on this? It's your jersey. You were the one that played.
His family got power.
I would love to hear if Chris Sims had a vote on this. You know, Chris Sims on NBC.
I know that, yeah.
I would love to hear if Chris Sims had a vote on this.
Son. So he might have a vote.
Come on, man. You had the buy-in, and then you're like, no, we thought about it. And okay. That's the Giants for you.
Yeah,
just sums up the Giants. That's the New York Giants
New York football Giants.
So I don't even know what number Abdul Carter should wear. He should wear number 1.
That's what I'm thinking.
Right? Just that 1.
Yep.
You know what it signifies. Should be assigned to all.
No,
right
because what's name might be number 1. Russell Wilson.
Come on, man. Give up the number.
Unbelievable.
This dude could be a generational talent for the Giants, and he can't get a number.
Can't get number 11.
No, I totally understand 56. Get lost. You're not coming on LT's lawn.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one LT. Phil Sims, stunned that it was even retired. Stunned.
I didn't know that neither.
That it was even retired.
Oh, Malik Neighbors number 1. Thank you, Hank.
Okay. Yeah, so Malik, which by the way, I think Malik Neighbors had to get it from somebody else when he came in.
He did. I can't remember.
I can't remember who that was, but I just think that's foolish by the Sims family. Shame on you. So there you go. The best from the weekend, the worst from the weekend. All right, 8:43 coming up. We wrap it up. Get you ready for Knicks Celtics tonight. What else do we like? What else am I leaning into? We'll discuss. It's the Morning Drive.
Fox Sports 1310 traffic.
This traffic update is brought to you by Rapid Radios. Expect slow-moving traffic on 264 both east and westbound crossing downtown tunnel. Beware of a motorcycle accident on Chesapeake Boulevard at East Ocean View Avenue. Slow traffic heading east on 64 between Northampton Boulevard and 264, as well as crossing Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel in either direction. I'm Elena Vexo on Fox Sports 1310.
James Cortado tells us tonight there's a new team making new noise in the USL2 scene on the other side of the water.
Something special is brewing inside the walls of the Virginia Beach Sportsplex.
We're not here for moral victories. When we're on our day, we're a legit team.
See the stars of the future in pre-professional action at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. This combined season ticket special is for men's and women's. That's 15 games for just $100 for adults and $80 for youth. VBU has a brand new women's team that competes in the W League. Soccer fans, it's time to rally behind Virginia Beach United. Tickets are on sale now. Visit vbunited.com. Don't miss out on Virginia Beach United.
As a banker at Town Bank, we believe that people bank with people, not with banks. You're looking for an actual personal relationship, and that's what you get at our bank. You get that person that gets to know you, gets to know your business, is there for you. I think that is what motivates us, what drives us, and the idea that we are trying to serve others and enrich lives, I think is very true.
Hi, this is Wayne Williams of Williams Deloach. I'm an experienced personal injury attorney, and I hope you don't need my services because I certainly don't like to see people injured on a daily basis. But in preparation for that unfortunate situation, your insurance coverage is very vital to your case. Give me a call today. I'd be happy to discuss your insurance situation for you and your family. That's the most protection you have, and you want to have that ahead of time.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. You need John Maynard. PFP, LUTCF, EA, all those initials behind his name mean he's qualified to work on your taxes. He's an ATA, accredited tax advisor. He's an ATP, accredited tax preparer. He's a fellow at NTPI, the National Tax Practice Institute. And if all that weren't enough, he's also been voted the best of Norfolk and the best of Virginia Beach awards. John Maynard has been professionally trained in tax preparation and representation. He brings to the table over 30 years' experience in federal and state returns. He delivers personalized, one-on-one service, and he's a certified electronic filer. The IRS likes electronic filers. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
At Atomic Wings, we prioritize real chicken with fresh, all-natural, never-frozen ingredients, all packed with serious flavor. Order from over 15 awesome flavors at atomicwings.com.
Fans 24/7 live stream, plus contests and giveaways where you can enter for your chance to take home amazing prizes. The app also includes local events and sports news and updates. Download the Fox Sports 1310 mobile app today from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and experience a new level of sports entertainment. The new home for the Hampton Road sports fan. It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D, along with Suave and J-Lo on Fox Sports 1310 and live on Cova Sports TV.
Yeah, we are wrapping it up here on a Monday edition of the program. Our thanks again to all your texts via the Tom McCallum Talking text line at 757-497-1310. Your tweets, your comments. You got a comment, drop it into the comment box this morning. On YouTube at Cova Sports TV. Yeah, Hank has chimed in. Malik Neighbors, number one. Neighbors is one which is retired. Ray Flaherty, I believe.
It's Flaherty. Yep, I checked it.
Jackson Dart was another one who was trying to get a number, I believe.
No, he was saying that because he's saying Malik Neighbors is going to sabotage Jackson Dart. I don't know how he needs that, but
he should.
Why would he sabotage him?
Why is he going to sabotage him? That's the guy that's going to be throwing him the football.
I don't know.
That's not his quarterback.
No, Russell Wilson gonna be throwing that football.
So if you had a comment, drop it into the comment box this morning on YouTube at Cova Sports TV. Hank chimes in and says, "Go to Marshawn Lynch's school of press conference." Absolutely, right?
I love
players.
Just don't say anything.
Oh, you know why I'm here? So I won't get fined.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all you need to do.
That's all it is.
You just go up there. You really ain't got to say much. You go, "Oh, I'm disappointed. Another loss. I didn't show up. I got to be better." And then you move on. And then it's done. But when you ignore it, it's going to come out. All the talking heads are going to talk about it today. You know, where was James Harden? Where does James Harden rank all time? I mean, you know, these are going to be the conversations that we have today. All right, can we get an update of the poll and then what to watch for tonight? I will go over the odds. We'll start to break down a little Knicks Celtics tonight at the Boston Garden. I think it's called the Boston Garden still, or TD Waterhouse,
it's like
or whatever.
TBD Garden or something like
whatever
that.
it's called.
Yeah, I don't know.
But all right, let's get an update of the poll, please.
Yeah, Pacer Payroll poll questions of the day today. Number one, May the 4th be with you was yesterday. Are you a fan of Star Wars? Yes or no? 60%. Yes, they are fans of Star Wars. Kind of low, I feel like.
You think it's low? I think it's high.
That's high.
I think it's high. So, I was a fan of the original Star Wars. That's it. After that, it got really confusing. I'm sorry, it got really confusing.
Yeah.
Chewbacca, Harrison Ford, spectacular. The bar scene, Jabba the Hutt.
I think that's what the only thing I remember. Everything else is I just remember characters.
I mean, he had Princess Leia in chains.
Yeah.
I mean, what more do we have to say?
Yeah. That's what I said. I remember that scene. Anything else, I do not remember.
Wow. Our next Pacer Payroll poll question of the day. Do you celebrate May the 4th be with you in Revenge of the Sith? 100% says no. Nobody celebrates it.
No, I date.
I'm sorry.
You'd be surprised. There are a lot of people that get into it. I saw George Kittles.
Yeah.
George Kittles and his wife dressed up on a Sunday.
Yeah.
As I believe Han Solo and Princess Leia.
At our church, there were so many people wearing Star Wars shirts.
Really?
Really?
At church?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really big. Like I said, if you go to the Hampton Convention Center, you'll see a whole lot of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Our next one. Johnny says Princess Leia was not hot. Do you agree? Did I screw up that name?
No,
Leia.
That's the question. That's why.
66.7% says no.
They don't agree.
They don't agree.
See, I didn't get the hair, like the buns.
The buns.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the buns on the ears. Not a fan of that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't get the hair. Not my thing.
Go ahead.
Next one. Is Don Suave poo-pooing Caitlin Clark on the show this morning? 57% says yes, and that's what sparked the entire Hank Suave debate.
I think you have been. I was surprised at your comments early on this morning.
I don't know why.
Regarding Caitlin Clark.
Shocking.
I mean, it was shocking. Yeah. No doubt about it.
Our final Pacer Apparel poll question. What are you more of a fan of in Game 7 situations, NHL or NBA? 71% says the NBA.
Wow. Okay. A lot of people like Game 7s in the NHL.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
Like it. You're lucky I didn't put the other question up there. How uncomfortable did J-Lo make David Sampson this morning on the radio program? Because that was very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable.
It was.
I know you're a big fan of David and his Nothing Personal podcast, but how you introduce an individual by calling him extremely handsome, and I enjoy his suit and his hair looks great, like that's a little bit too much. Let's work on that. It was too much.
It wasn't on purpose.
Well, look, tomorrow Chris Russell is on. Let's pump the brakes a little bit when we introduce Chris Russell.
Stop.
Okay, let's not go overboard.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Well, he's not right after an update. I don't have to worry about it.
Okay. All right. So the polls are open on the X at Drive Johnny D, on Instagram, the Morning Drive Johnny D, and you can make a comment in the comment box on YouTube at Cova Sports TV. All right, what are we watching for today, Jay?
What to watch for? Before we get to the NBA playoffs, really quick, Major League Baseball tonight, 6:45, Washington Nationals are back at home against Cleveland Guardians. That'll be on Masson. At 7 o'clock, your New York Yankees, I know you're not going to be watching, but your New York Yankees playing host the San Diego Padres on MLB Network.
What time is this game?
7 o'clock.
Why would I not be watching?
Two things. Number one, New York Knicks. Number two, you're coaching.
Yeah. So should I pull a J-Lo and ask people not to tell me the score and wait until I get home? I'll flip back and forth when I get home for the Yankee game and for the Knicks game. That's the plan tonight.
There you go.
So,
and at 11 o'clock, Seattle Mariners playing the Sacramento Athletics on MLB Network. I'm willing to bet a lot of money you're not going to be dialed into that one.
No, that's pretty much a guarantee.
Yeah. All right. NHL playoffs really quick at 8 o'clock. Eastern Conference semifinal, Game 1. The Florida Panthers playing the Toronto Maple Leafs on ESPN. And then when it comes to the NBA playoffs at 7 o'clock tonight, you have the New York Knicks playing the Boston Celtics on TNT or True TV. And then at 9:30, the Denver Nuggets playing the OKC Thunder on TNT or True TV. That is what you're watching for tonight. Give us some odds, Johnny.
All right. So looking at the odds tonight, the 9:30 tip, OKC taking on Denver. Denver went over the Clippers. OKC's been hanging around for a little bit. This game opened up at 8.5, sitting at 9.5 right now for OKC with an over-under total of 227. And that is a big number tonight for OKC against Denver. Denver with a quick turnaround. What did they play on Saturday?
Yeah.
Right.
And that was the game was close for a little bit, but Denver's third quarter, that game 7 was unbelievable.
Yeah. So a quick turnaround for the Nuggets. Boston tonight opened up at 8.5. It's up to 9.5 against my New York Knickerbockers with a low total of 212.5 tonight. Obviously, I'm leaning Celtics. I don't think the Knicks take one game in this series. They were thoroughly dominated in the regular season. They don't match up well at all with the Boston Celtics. The ability for multiple guys to go for 20 plus. If you're looking at Derek White, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kristaps Porzingis, Al Horton, the list goes on and on. Pete Pritchard, the list goes on and on and on. The one thing I will say, they talked a lot about Boston being banged up, but Boston's had a couple of days to just kind of sit back and relax and enjoy themselves and get healthy. I think this is going to be an absolute blowout tonight. I think the Knicks will not show up for this game. They exerted a lot of energy in that Pistons series. I think this is the game where they just kind of throw up the white flag and say, okay, look, we're going to rest this one. The odds of us winning game 1 are probably slim to none. We'll worry about game 2. I probably will lead. That's a lot of points.
Yes, it is.
9.5, because you get out a lot of backdoor covers. As well.
Well, I guess because during the season, they Celtics did win the series against Charlotte. An average of 16 points per game.
It was pathetic.
Yeah.
There was one game that was close. Outside of that, it was pathetic.
He got to play them players though. That's the issue with Tom Thibodeau. He only plays like 7 to 8 players. You got 4 more, and this is the Boston Celtics. You got to get them some time to rest. You got to.
So I'm going to lean into Celtics tonight. I'm probably going to lean into the over. I think Boston alone can drop about 125.
Definitely.
So,
yeah, that's fact.
I mean, a 125, 100 still puts you at about a 225. As long as the Knicks can get there, that's the only concern I have. I might allow look at team totals. What's the team total for the Knicks? I might have to look at the team total just for the Knicks in this one, but I don't think it's going to be much of a series. And in fact, I certainly think tonight is the Knicks are just going to show up and be like, okay, let's get a feel for this one, and I'll worry about game 2. So those are your odds for tonight.
They're going to shock you, man.
Who?
Knicks going to get at least one.
They just don't match up well.
They don't match up well.
I know, but they're going to get one.
No, they won't.
You say it's clean sweep.
Clean sweep. And not even a gentleman's sweep, a clean sweep.
No respect whatsoever.
None.
Why should I? I've watched them all year. We did get a winner on the Tides tickets there.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Yep.
Did you get the
Kevin from Virginia Beach?
Kevin from Virginia Beach. Congratulations.
Was on his way to Tidewater Community College.
Nice. Good work. Hey, there we go.
Hey.
Is he a professor?
I'm not too sure. He said he works there. So.
He works there. He might be your professor, and you don't even know it.
No, he's not. But he could be in the future. We'll see.
All right. By the way, Warpath has chimed in. Joe Mazzulla in 5. Shame on you.
Shame on you, Warpath.
Shame on you.
We got to go after that one.
Wrapping it up. Our thanks again for Suave, J-Lo, yours truly, Johnny D, The Morning Drive, Fox Sports 1310 AM, and the Fox Sports 1310 app. See ya.